more calm. I want as many people in here as I can because he brought all his food. Make sure to let them know there's catering, there's food here. Food here at the front. You're gonna get some breakfast? Just chill for a minute to get breakfast, let him do his little spiel, and then you can be out. All right, perfect. Yeah, you grab some breakfast. You guys gonna grab breakfast?
back, and then that way it helps us kind of better ourselves and continue to improve on our end.
Where's your location?
It's a 39428 Trade Center Drive. So if you guys are heading towards Lowe's, it's right behind Lowe's. There's a Maui's Indian place right there.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but cakes. Karen's Kitchen. We're like in that same plaza. Um, good neighbors. Huh?
There are neighbors
Yeah.
is anything but cakes.
Yeah, Molly's. Yeah. They're my friends. But, yeah, definitely busy. So I hope you guys like it. Yeah. Thank you. If you guys have any questions, if any requests, if I'm not there, you can always ask for Karen. She's always there. She'll be more than happy to help you guys out. In addition to that, I own a water damage company. So if you guys ever run into mold, water damage while you guys are going through like an inspection before you guys sell the homes, a lot of times there's water damage underneath the sinks, the water heater closet. Sometimes there's mold. Oh, and I will love the opportunity to be an extension of your team on that aspect.
Yeah.
We do free estimates, same day job walks, and we can get the estimates out within the 24 hours. We also work with like insurance companies, so you guys wouldn't have to worry about dealing with them. We'll deal with them from beginning to end. So if you guys have any questions of that, I'd be more than happy to help you guys out as well.
Do you have any cards for that one?
I have some cards. I'll drop some off right now.
Okay, cool.
But I know that's a big thing for realtors when you guys trying to sell the home. You guys run into water damage and mold and stuff like that, and sometimes the city gets involved. So we're pretty familiar with the protocol and everything on the environmental side. So we'll be able to help you guys throughout that.
I think that we do sponsorships obviously too. So even when you guys are doing like open houses or something, you guys have like maybe like an estimate of 15 people coming. I see some coffee for them. Definitely. We do have our information on that flyer above the food.
Where's the flyer? Yes.
There you go. So you guys could always contact us. Our phone number is also on Google. So it's the San Fernando Coffee Company. Thank you guys for allowing us to sponsor you guys. And yeah, I'm excited for all of your guys' success, and hopefully we can help each other.
Thank you. One thing before they go, I gotta say, I've had some of their coffee, really good. I can't wait to try the food. I'm sure it's amazing. Thank you so much for bringing it by. Also, I just had a leak last weekend in my slab at my house, and this is the first guy that I called, and he was like, "Okay, step 1, step 2, like do this, do this, do this, do this," and he set me up to not have to go through insurance and all that. But he was like, "If you're going through insurance, here's what you got to do. Call me back." So like he really guided me through, and it cost me very little money because of his guidance. And it really saved me a ton of time, a ton of headache. Otherwise, like I was gonna freak out, probably get ripped off by some plumbing company or whatever. So he's amazing as far as like giving you information, helping you out, and also, of course, if there's any restoration that you need done, I'm sure his company is like spot on perfect. So cool. Give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. You gonna bring the cards?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And we'll pass them out to everyone. So. Bye. Nice to meet you. Have a good one. Can't wait to see you there. Angie. Hey, can you grab a burrito for me? Set it aside because I won't be able to have it until later. Yeah. Thank you. I'll take whatever you feel. All right, guys, I know some of you are grabbing food. Keep going, grab that food. We got to get nourished. We got to eat up. It's good? Heck yeah, let's go. Oh, the coffee? I need to try it, man. I'm not a coffee drinker, but the last cup of coffee I had was his. It was good. Huh? I do tea, I was addicted to energy drinks, but I at least overcome that. But, I'll have some here and there. Yeah, a little too easy sometimes. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and keep grabbing your food, but let's get started. First things first. If you can hear me, say aye. There we go. Okay, first things first. What have you learned from Ignite so far? Prospecting ideas. Tell me one. A theme program, okay. What when you say program, what do you mean? Do you mean like a newsletter, or do you mean like? Okay. Love it.
If it's something that's like you find out a good deal for like euros, you go to those local schools and you're like, hey, special interest rates for teachers.
Yes.
You kind of build a thing around that.
Yep. Anyone else? What else? What else have you learned?
Social media.
Social media?
Yeah, I got ways to go, but I'm beginning to understand.
Mm-hmm.
One way to get leads.
Yes. Yes, social media. Have you implemented anything yet?
No, but I'm about to.
You got the voice and you got the face for it. So let's go. Yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to like it. Thanks. Anyone else? Anything?
Calendar and make sure you follow it. I already did.
Oh, there we go.
It goes with my goals for this year, so it's a matter of following up
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, staying locked in on your calendar is so important. Someone once said, on your calendar, the devil meets you in the white space. In that space, you don't have something going on. That's where you get distracted. That's where you go to comfort. That's where you go for pleasure. That's where you go for whatever it is that just makes you kind of feel good in that moment. So make sure you don't have a lot of white space on your calendar. It should be blocked off for prospecting. Should be blocked off for writing letters. Should be blocked off for newsletters. Should be blocked off for follow-ups or appointments. You should block off that space. When you have white space, you say hi to the devil. What else? What else? One more thing from Ignite that you've learned. Time block? Social media, time block? Love it. Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. Anyone else? Okay. All right, so we're going to go and get started today. So this class is called what? Win with buyers. Ooh, did you guys try this coffee? Hey, this is so good. This is so good, bro. Whoa, that's good. Yeah, we can get some pictures of it. Yeah. Leave at least one for me so we can post it for you. Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. See you later, bro. By the way, he's coming back tomorrow. Okay. So when you hear win with buyers, what are you expecting to learn? What challenges are you expecting to have? Give me some feedback. When you talk about win with buyers. How to overcome the objections. Give me one.
Well, you make them say yeah and not no.
You make them say yes and not no. Well, it depends. Sometimes no means yes. Yeah. Like, would you object to meet with me today?
No.
That means yes. That means I can come over, right? Right. Would you be completely against meeting with me? No. Perfect. Right? So no means yes in a sense, right? You get it? No could be a good thing, right? It depends on how you say it. What else? What else are you planning on learning? Win with buyers. How do we win with buyers? Give me some feedback. Let's go.
You add some value to your services.
Value to service? Yes. Stacy, anything? Shout it out, girl. That's the... Make a connection. Ooh, solution-based, relationship-based, not transaction-based, right? Right? Make a connection. So one thing I like about make a connection is there's two ways, and I teach this often, there's two ways for people to remember you, okay? One of the ways, and it works for you to remember anything, actually, one of the ways is repetition over a long period of time, high dosage, high repetition. You're trying to study for a test, you're repeating. You're trying to memorize vocabulary words, you repeat it, go. Over time, that's how you remember someone or something, right? And another is a traumatic experience. And when I say traumatic, I don't necessarily mean traumatic negative. I just mean something big that happened, right? So what they feel, if they feel a lot of energy from you, if they feel really good, if you brought them back to a memory of something that can lock you in, and I'll tell you what, I did both of these. When I did an open house, I made sure to have a grand opening. We're giving stuff away. We're having a party. People are coming through. You are not going to forget me in one experience. But also, after that one experience, I'm going to make sure you don't forget me because I'm going to keep reminding you, repeat, repeat, repeat. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Yes. Good, good, good. Anything else? Anything else? What are you expecting to learn today? How to find out real motivation. What is their true motivation? Absolutely. All right, I'm glad you mentioned all those, and we are going to go over this stuff. I'm also going to do the buyer presentation with you guys. I'm going to need a role play partner for this part of it. So I'm going to move quickly through the typical study book stuff. Is that okay? Okay, I'm going to move quickly through that so we can get the meat potatoes and we can really find out what you want to learn, and we're going to learn that together. So, transaction, lead generate, lead follow-up, transaction. Yes or yes? Everyone understand that? Good. Let's move on. Today's agenda, we're talking about getting to the appointment and what that appointment looks like. We're talking about what's an A buyer, motivation, right? So we're going to go over all that. The quote is, the right approach to close for a meeting is the only approach. Just ask for it. Just ask for what? The appointment. Just ask for what? Everyone say, just ask. Just say, one more time, just ask. Okay, so some of your problem is, not all of y'all, but some of you have a problem with asking for the appointment. Okay, I'm going to get off on things because when I see something I feel is really important for you, I'm going to take some more time on it. Is that okay? Okay, so just ask for the appointment. So my coach once told me, he said, every conversation you have, you need to ask for the appointment. That means conversation with mama, conversation with friends, every single conversation I need to ask for the appointment, because what did it do? It created a habit where I was always asking the appointment. Guess what? Guess if someone guessed on the dot how many appointments I got that weekend, I'll give you $30. You only get one guess. Somebody. How many appointments did I have in that weekend? Just guess. No. One more guess. You're all wrong. Thank goodness, because I'm trying to save some money. It was 16. 16 appointments I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because my coach said, ask for the appointment. Ask, ask, ask. Drill it in. And guess what? How many listings did I get? Guess. Oh. You didn't get it right, but you got 5 stars, girl. You got 5 stars. And a smiley face. 8? What did you say? I got 5 listings that weekend. 16 appointments, 5 listings. Now, why did I only get 5? Like, what's the conversion rate? A lot of people say conversion rate 50%. Some people say it's 80%. It really depends on motivation, because guess what? I was going on these appointments. They didn't even want to sell their house, but they couldn't tell me no. They only could say, yeah, come over. Because they would ask, they would say, no, it's okay. I'm like, hey, look, we're going to go over the value of your home. Don't you think that's important? Yeah. Okay, great. We'll go over the value of your home because in the future, you might want to refinance. You might want to sell. It tells you what your net worth is. Don't you want to know what it is? Yes, I do. Perfect. I'll be over there. What works better, Saturday or Sunday? They didn't want to sell their home, but I went because I was booking appointments so I could train myself to always do what? For the appointment. Raise your hand if you're always asking. Don't lie. You're always asking. Good, good. So now it sounds like for some of you, we just got to ask more people. And for some of you, we just got to ask, right? You got to figure out which one it is for you. Because if you're always asking and you don't have appointments booked this week, then that means you're not asking enough people, right? Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Good? Is this good? Yes or yes? That's right. All right. So this is lead capture. I don't know where you are in your books. I'm going to usually, I'm supposed to follow this manual, but you guys are going to have to keep up with your books, okay? If you got to take note on a blank sheet of paper or on anywhere in your book, that's fine. We're going to go heavy. We're going to go hard. And I won't do it 100% on this because I'm doing it 100% on value. Sound good? Okay. Lead capture, that's prospecting and marketing. That's your database. Number 1 fills number 2. That's your database. In your database, you have what? Contacts and leads, right? You have leads and you have contacts. Leads from relationships, contacts strengthens your existing relationships. I'm already getting warm. Okay? Then you're going to prepare your contacts for what? Conversion. Thank you. So that's your follow-up. That's your touching base, okay? That's you asking for appointments whether they want to sell, buy, or not. Make sense? All right. Okay, then you continuously repeat, and also, depending on your service and getting in front of people, you'll get referrals. And that's one thing that going on 16 appointments led me to learn was when I present to 16 families, they're going to remember me because I shocked them with something traumatic, and then I followed up with something small and repetitive. And now guess what? Hey, Tom, I know it's been 8 years, but I need to sell my house. And I'm only saying that because that happened to me a week ago. I know it's been 8 years. We really wanted to buy with you. I don't really remember what happened. And we loved your presentation. We loved, we felt comfortable with you. We're actually getting a divorce now. But we both, you're the one both of us agree on. I'm like, let's go. Because one, I gave them an experience that they can remember, right? And then you're going to get referrals. So these people that aren't ready to use you yet are now going to talk about you. You have to deliver that experience that gets people talking about you. Everyone say, talk about me. One more time, talk about me. Yeah, that's right. We want them to talk about you. All right, we're going to run through this quick. Number 1, leads to appointments. Number 2, prepare for the buyer consultation. You should be prepared. You should go, what does my consultation look like? What do they want to buy? What is their situation? You need to have information. Be prepared for the presentation that you're about to step into. Number 3, buyer consultation. Number 4, find a home, right? You're going to take them from the consultation to actually implementing and taking action to find the house. Number 5, offer and negotiate the contract. These are all things that should be in your buyer broker presentation, okay? This wheel, this map, you're going to have something to show them. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, contract to close. Step 7, post-close systems. And then you're going to explain what these mean, okay? All right, any ahas? Just one so we can move quick. Okay, you guys want to move slow. We're not going to move on, so we get an aha. Aha. Not say aha, meaning what have you learned so far? What stood out to you so far? Being prepared. There we go. We got one. See, we can move on. See, it's quick. I love it, Michael. All right, let's go. So key converting for your A buyers. Respond right away to your leads and inquiries. Another reason, that same person that said, hey, me and my ex, we want to use you, one of the reasons because the ex-husband also had another person that they were going to interview. But she said, you answered the phone, you responded right away, and you set the appointment right away. The other person hasn't even responded yet. So it's so important that you're the first, you're on top of it, because how you start is how people think you finish, right? You want to start strong so you can give them that feeling that you're going to finish strong. Does that make sense? All right, so you got to be quick to respond to lead inquiries. Get a valid and complete contact information. Save it in Command or your CRM and create an opportunity. Number 3, determine the motivation to buy. So what? I don't know what it says there. Number 4, set an appointment, time and date for as soon as possible, right? All these things, you want to get in there quick, right? Buyers, sellers, doesn't matter. You want to get in there quick, okay? 7, close to appointment tactics, okay? We're going to show the benefits. Number 1, show the benefits, okay? You're going to see me do all this. That's why I'm moving quick, because I want to interact, right? Show the benefits. What's the benefit of working with you, okay? Take back close. That means, hey, I don't know if this is for you, but there's a house for $500,000 around the corner, right? Like that's the take back close. Negative and positive close, right? Do you guys know what a negative and positive close is? Right? It's something similar to what we're talking to. Would you object to meeting with me tomorrow? Right? That allows them to say no. It's okay to say no. I know we were growing up thinking no means no and no is a bad thing. That's great, because what do people like to say? Yeah, this is how I got learned how to get a girlfriend. Because I knew they were going to say no. I just had to make the question in a way that no worked. Make sense? Thank God. Give them what they're looking for. A trial close. So we're assuming the close throughout the process of the presentation. We're putting in little words and hint throughout the presentation that says, you're going to work with me. You're going to sign with me. Okay? We're going to assume the close. We are going to believe that they are going to sign. We're not going to ask them, hey, sign the contract, or do you want to work with me? No. Okay, does everything sound good and you feel comfortable and confident that when we work together, we'll be able to help you get a house? Yes. Perfect. All we need to do next is get the paperwork done, and we'll have you out there looking at houses together and get you into escrow soon. Sound good? That's the conversation we're going to have. Not, hey, do you want to work with me? Because they could say yes or no. We're going to assume that conversation, right? Make sense? Does it make sense? Yes. Okay. All right, tie downs. Tie downs. Who knows what a tie down is? Yeah! 5 stars. 5 stars. What else? What else? What else is a tie down? These are one of my favorite things. I love tie downs. Yeah. Yes. That's what your family needs, isn't it? So here's the thing. To keep people engaged, when you're presenting or having a conversation, you need to interact with them. And if you're not interacting with them, you're going to lose them. Everyone watches TikTok or Reels, and we have no attention span. Right? We don't. We swipe. The thing is, they can't swipe you away, otherwise they would. So you got to keep them engaged. And what you do to keep them engaged is use tie downs. And tie downs you can also use to your benefit. Tie downs you can use to get them to say yes. Repeatedly, over and over. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Right? How was your weekend, Lucero? Great. Yeah, it was great. What'd you do?
My daughter had a birthday party.
Oh, your daughter had a birthday party. How old is she now? 4. So your daughter's 4. And you guys had a birthday party this weekend? Wow, that's amazing. So I got her to say yes a couple times just by what she told me. I repeated it back. She said yes. These are how you do things to get people to say yes. You get them repeated to say yes. You could use a tie down, or you can rephrase the question. Does that make sense? So after everything I say, you can hear me using tie downs every moment of this conversation. That's why all of you are so engaged. Is because I keep asking you questions, simple questions that I think I know the answer for. A tie down is yes or yes, and you say yes. You're like, oh shoot, what did he say? I don't know, but I'm gonna say yes. And now you're engaged again, right? We wanna keep you engaged. We wanna keep you interacting. So like you were saying, all you have to, does that make sense? That's a tie down, right? That's a tie down. That's what you want, isn't it? That's a tie down. Sound good? That's a tie down. So when you're engaging with someone, remember to use a tie down at the end. Make sense? Make sense? Good. Okay, buyer objections to the appointment. We're going to ask questions, emphasize, identify the real issue. This is really important, right? We want to identify the real issue. We're going to offer a solution, and we're going to urge an agreement. I like to say we're going to assume the agreement. The whole time. We're going in there. They're meeting with me because they're going to sign. They want to buy a house, and I have the solution for them. Of course, why are they coming to meet with me? Obviously, they're going to, like when we do our, on the team, when we do our buyer broker presentation, we have like a 99% sign rate. Once you go over the whole thing, they're going to sign. Matter of fact, we might be the one to tell them no. Because everyone wants to sign. They're like, yeah, where do I sign? Where's the dotted line? I'm down. I'm ready. So we're going to do that. We're going to assume the close, and we're going to have them getting ready to sign before the end of that. Okay. What are your ahas? One, I need one aha. Tie downs. That's right. Let's go. I love it. I love it. All right. So This is prepping for the appointment. We want to be what? Prepared, right? Let's everyone say prepared. Good. Confirm the appointment date and time. Here's a trick. Let's say we set an appointment. Okay, let's role play here again. So, and be easy on me, Wendy, okay, because we're just going to go straight for the appointment. Like, okay, hey, Wendy, what works better for you, Saturday or Sunday? Saturday at 1 or Sunday at 2? Saturday at 1. Okay, sounds good. We'll definitely get back to you to confirm everything works out still. I'll give you a call an hour or a day before. Okay, sound good? Sure. Cool. Now I'm going to have my assistant give you a call. And this doesn't have, you don't have to have an assistant, okay? This is just a trick. You could do it yourself. But here's the thing. When I set an appointment with the doctor ain't calling me saying, hey, you good for that appointment still? Right? The receptionist is calling me to confirm that appointment. And that makes me feel like it's an established organization. That's how I feel, right? So then you will call, I'll call Wendy again, and I'm going to pretend I'm somebody else. Okay, you guys ready for this? Ring, ring. Hey, Wendy, this is Joe, partners with Thomas Paulauskas. How you doing today? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing well. Hey, Thomas asked me to reach out to you to confirm the appointment today or tomorrow at 1. Still work for you? Yeah. Fantastic. Hey, you are going to love Thomas. He really knows how to get great deals, and people always enjoy the process of finding a home with him. I'm sure you're going to be excited, right? Yes. All right. So he'll see you then. Okay. So here's a couple things, right? Now it's social proofing. Social proofing is when someone else, okay, when you want to know what someone thinks about a restaurant, where do you go? Right. A friend, Yelp, reviews. This is your review for free. You just get someone to say something good about you at the end. Hey, can you call and confirm this appointment with da-da-da-da-da? Okay, cool. They confirm that appointment. And what I would do is I would have someone, this is like even in the very beginning when I was like 19 years old, looking like I was 12. And I was like, how am I going to convince someone to confirm this appointment? I was like, oh yeah, let me get some 40-year-old or 50-year-old to call and confirm my appointment. And it worked great. It worked so good. They were like, oh yeah, that guy's working for you? You must got it together. Like, yeah, I do. That's right. Who do you want to work with? Some young kid that doesn't maybe look old enough, but has it together enough to hire someone else that's way older? Or you want someone that's way older that can't hire nobody, right? I want the kid because I think if he's got it together, he's probably techie, he's probably trendy, or she, right? So I'd rather have that, right? But it doesn't matter. It's the one who's organized. It's the one who's showing their best foot forward regardless. If it's an older person, that's totally cool too. You can have a younger person call for you or a middle person. Doesn't matter. Just show them it's an organization. Show them they're not just working with some rando, right? Some random. Make sense? Okay. So confirm the location of the appointment. Ensure all decision makers attend. You want to ask that. Will all the decision makers be there? Complete your buyer's guide. Who has a buyer's guide here? Okay, where do we find the buyer's guide? Command has templates, the buyer's guide. Pull up Command, search the buyer's guide, print that sucker out, make a couple changes, put your name on it. It's going to be their guide through this process. It's already done for you. If you want to make it your own, go make it your own, but at least have something, right? Those who did not raise their hands, your homework is get a freaking buyer guide. Because when they walk into this appointment, or even before that, you need to be delivering some type of written information, some data. So that way they can look at you and go, oh, they know what they're talking about. I'll tell you what, I had a book that I barely wrote, but I wrote it somehow, and it was a Guru Guide to Sell Your Home. And I would give that to people because they would go, oh, you wrote a book? They didn't read the book. They didn't read the freaking book. I think 1 or 2 people were like, oh yeah, page 3, it says da 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 da. I was like, oh, well, I don't even, oh yeah, I guess so. I don't even know what it says in there. But it was the fact that they were like, well, this guy knows enough to write a book. You guys know enough to have a buyer guide, right? That you give to them. So that creates value in you and also gives them value, okay? Everyone say buyer guide. Buyer guide. There we go. Prepare the meeting space. You could do it at a cafe. You could do it in the office. I like the office. Who does their appointments at a cafe or something, or like a coffee shop? Why do you do it there? What makes that your spot?
Because it sets more of a comfortable setting. They're more relaxed, and I love coffee, so I made it a thing where they know that I love coffee, and I can get more out of them.
I love it.
It also depends on the client because there's some that I do bring them here that they want the professional setting, but for the most part, especially during COVID, it was just wherever we could meet.
Yeah.
So that helps.
All of the above. There's no wrong answer. You're just going to have different environments. It depends on you. It depends on the client, right?
Yeah.
She can go buy him a coffee. Well, one day we'll have a coffee shop here, so you might start bringing them here and getting them coffee. But I like the office. I like the office because I can control the environment. All of a sudden, I need to print something, boom. I need help from one of my assistants, boom. Hey, give me this, give me that, da 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 da. I can move a lot quicker and more fluid in the office. That's why I prefer it. I also have a screen here at the office. Of course, I can use my laptop at a cafe or a coffee shop. Those are all fine. I can control the noise levels here. Here's one good tip that I really love about doing it at the office. Before they come in, I go up to Roy or Angie, whoever's at the front desk, and I say, hey, John and Melissa are coming here. We have an appointment at 1 o'clock. When they come in, they look kind of like this, or I could show them a picture. This is what they look like. They're going to ask for me. We have an appointment at 1 o'clock, right? And they go, okay, good. They're going to bring it up. They're going to come up to you. And when they do, Roy or Angie or whoever's at the front, do me a favor and be super excited that they came. And say, hey, oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thomas has been telling me all about you, and he's definitely waiting for you. And we're excited to have you here. He said that you guys are great people. Let me show you the conference room. Or go ahead and grab a seat while I get him up here. We've been expecting you. Do you understand the level of service we're building here? We're building a level of service through a buyer guide, through having someone call and confirm the appointment, through walking through those doors. You guys want referrals? Is the way to do it. Where have you been that had great customer service? One person. I just need one person. Where and why? Why? Yep. That's true. They make you feel good. They make you feel they're pleasant. All this stuff. They cater to you. Even through the drive-thru, and that's a split second, you felt pretty good about it. Honestly, I've always felt pretty good about, I feel so good about the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A that I even forget how their service is different than so many other places, right? But then when you go somewhere else, that's when you realize like, oh yeah, I'm not at Chick-fil-A, right?
What do you want?
yeah, exactly. It's just that experience you felt cared about. When they walk through the doors and the person at the front desk is expecting them, they felt cared about. Make sense? Yes or yes? Good. All right. Prepare the meeting space. Review the lead sheet, right? You want to know their information. You want to be prepared. What's going on? Who are they? So on and so forth, okay? You guys, I got to move quick. What time is it? What is the time? All right. Good. We're good. We're on pace. Okay. So top 10 service areas of the buyer value proposition. What is a value proposition? What you bring to the table. What is the value that they're going to get from me? Right? A happy meal. What's the value? A happy kid, hopefully. Right? The value is they get a little toy in there. Right? They feel good about it. That's the value to you, right? So what is the value that you're giving to them, right? One, needs analysis. What do they need? You're helping them uncover and discover what's important about this process and what they need. Sometimes they don't even know what they need, right? Pre-qualification and pre-approval. This is the lender process. You're going to guide them through that. These are the things you want to share with them. Neighborhood information. You're going to have the neighborhood information. If you don't know it already, you have the resources to get it. Make sense? Yes. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to help them with the home search. You're going to help them make an offer. These are the things you're going to itemize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in your buyer presentation. You're going to go into detail about all of these items. There is a buyer presentation already in Command that you can then just copy and change it to how you want it to look, right? If you need help, ask Armando Ask me if you need help with these things, but don't ask until you've looked and go, oh, I don't think I want this one or whatever, right? Ask after you look. Don't expect us to just do it for you because we already did. That's why there's a template in there, right? Does that make sense? Yes or yes? All right. So these are the 10 things. If you don't already have it written down somewhere, if you haven't taken a picture of it, you need to know these are what my slides are going to look like. Okay? 3, 2, 1, it's gone. Okay, these are the buyer guide contents. I don't know what page we're on. If you guys do, then let me know if it's on that page. In the book anywhere? Okay, take a picture of it. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, if we're on 11, it's on reconversion. It's the follow-up.
We're on session 14. Yes. We skipped it around because I only like to do the classes that are the best. The best classes. You got it? Is it there? Down in there? Take a picture of it. If you don't see it, take a picture. These are just the things that can be in the buyer guide. And like I said, there's already a buyer guide made for you. There's already a buyer guide in Command. Take a picture of this. You want to know what are the good things you could put in a buyer guide. You can even go to Etsy and buy a buyer guide. You can even go to ChatGPT and ask it to make you a buyer guide. Literally, it's that easy. It's so, huh? RPR probably has a buyer guide. Like, they're all over the place. That's why when you guys say you don't have one, I'm like, you better go get you one because they're there. KCM? Yeah. They're everywhere. Get a buyer's guide, okay? All right. Command, again, your buyer guide is right there. This is a picture of it in Command. Your guide to home ownership. It's right there in Command if you need one. Search for it. Okay, this is it. I'm not going to go over this whole thing. Okay, buyer guide wish list. Okay, I want to make sure we get to the presentation. Let's go. Buyer guide, home buying work, buyer guide affiliated arrangement disclosure. That goes over all the stuff in the buyer's guide, but you can find it in Command. All right, let's get into the consultation. Before we meet, wherever you meet, I need one person to have a conversation with me. I need one person, like not a role play. I'm going to ask you questions about what we learned today. Someone raise your hand. I'll give you 5 stars. You got 5 stars. But. So, okay. In preparing for the buyer consultation, what are you going to do?
This is just a consultation where I find out what they need, right?
Yeah, you'll do the needs analysis. You'll meet with them, wherever it is. You can even meet them on Zoom. This is going through the whole presentation, letting them know what's going on. They're interested in buying. So, as preparing for this consultation, what's 1 or 2 things that you're going to do?
Just have your questions ready as far as what the needs are, from description of the home, have they talked to the lender,
Yep.
are they working with an agent, that type
Okay.
of stuff.
So you've already asked them some questions. You're going to make sure to have those prepared and review those before the buyer consultation.
Yes.
Okay? Somebody else. What else is another thing you're going to do to prepare? What are they looking for in a home? Okay. What do you need to have prepared, meaning prepared already, to have this consultation? You get confirmation of the appointment. Okay, you could, but like something has to, Mike, what do you need? You need the presentation. Or some sort of guideline for you. Some people, I like visual. Anything I do is going to be visual, audio, and if you're in person, I'm going to touch you. Not in a weird way, but I want to reach all of your senses. I want to smell good. Not like I'm not going to get all overwhelming smelly, but I'm not going to smell bad. Tell you what. I want to smell good. I want to look good. I want you to hear me see me, and I also want you to hear and see things visually on a screen because I want to interact with all your senses as much as I can, right? Because again, remember, it's a shock. You want to reach them, you have to stand out. There has to be some sort of trauma, not bad trauma, but something to shake them. To go, oh, and that's going to trigger memory, excitement, endorphins, all this good stuff. So you have to have your buyer presentation ready, whether that's printed out, slides online, or it's just a guide that you have. Literally, I created a slideshow and a script that went over every single slide. This is what you say, this is what you say, this is what you say. Handed it to a new agent and said, read the script, go over the slides. They never did this. They got their buyer consult, they got it signed, they got a buyer right there. Like, I don't know what to do. Just read this. Just literally read it off the paper in front of them. Slide number 1, and then they read it. Da, 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 da. And then they said, does that make sense? Yeah. Slide number 2. So you need to be prepared. What are you going to say per section? What questions are you going to have? Be prepared, right? Okay, so this is how I'm going to read this real quick. I'm a knowledgeable and caring and the best agent for these clients. They will appreciate my expertise and preparation and choose me to represent them as they buy a home. This is what? What is this called? Affirmation. Thank you, Clara. You're amazing. 5 stars. This is an affirmation. This is the larger voice. I'm sorry, go ahead. This is the larger voice than the smaller voice that controls your actions. Let me repeat that. This is the larger voice that's bigger than the smaller voice that tends to control our actions. Okay? The smaller voice is, they don't really want to buy a home. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know what I'm doing. You overcome that with a larger voice. And you say it out loud because you have to control that little voice in your head, in the back of your head that says you're not good enough. Or maybe they don't need you. Or I don't know what I'm doing. My presentation's not ready. I'm so scared. You got to overcome that. They need me. They want me. They love me. And I am the best agent for the job to deliver the best service for these clients. And if they didn't choose me, they're going to make a big mistake because they're going to be in the hands of someone not as good. And if that's what I go in there believing, I go in there believing that I am going to help somebody. I go in there with the confidence that I'm going to help somebody. And if you got to attach that to something in your life that brings more truth to that statement, then attach it. Meaning, like, maybe I don't have a lot of experience, but I have a lot more time, and I'm going to cater to them. I'm going to be there every single moment of every single day because that's how I'm going to care. Attach it to something that's real for you. Some of you might be, I'm the most skilled and most experienced in this. I'm going to attach it to that. I'm going to bring the expertise, the systems, and all this for my client, and that's why I'm going to be the best for the job. So that way it's a truth for you because you have to believe. If you don't believe in something, someone once told me, oh, this agent would never join Keller Williams. I'm like, yeah, with that attitude, they won't. Because I believe we got the best company with the best training, with the best support, with the best staff, with the best office. Why wouldn't they come here? Are you kidding me? Yeah, they ain't going to come when you believe that idea, right? So what do you have? What is your belief? Are they going to hire you? Yes or yes? Yes. Thank you. They're going to hire you because you're the best agent for the job. You know how to make it happen. And you're going to care more than anyone else will care. Let's move on, guys. All right. Let's pull this up. Let's have some fun. You ready to have some fun? Yeah, let's go. All right, maybe I can use this little clicker thing here. You guys, I have not done a buyer presentation for a really long time, so get excited. This is going to be fun. Okay, this doesn't have my name. Obviously, it has my last name on there, but it doesn't have my name. I took someone else's because I don't even know where my presentation is at. And to be honest with you, I've done a good amount of these, and then I stopped doing them because I perfected it so much that I could just hand a script to someone else. I never had to do one again. Okay? So, first things first, they're going to walk through those doors. The front desk person, can someone open that back door, please? Hey, girl. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? You ready? We about to win with buyers? Yeah, all right. We just jumped into the presentation. So they're gonna come through those front doors. And if you guys want to step it up to the next level, you can even have a printed sign that says welcome, whatever their name is. Like, yeah, kind of, yeah, kind of like that, yeah. You ever been to a restaurant where they had customized menus that said like welcome, like your name? They're really expensive restaurants usually, right? But like you're like, oh my goodness. You know, like I took my wife to Knife Pleat, I think it's called. Super expensive. And for our anniversary or whatever, the menus had our names on it. Welcome, da-da-da. Like it was pretty cool. It made you feel different, right? So when they walk in and they see that, they're like, hey, I feel like I'm the only client that gets this kind of treatment, you know? I feel like they focused on me. Anyways, so they come in, they see the sign, or they see, oh, hey, John and Jane, Thomas has been waiting for you. And he's told me so much about you. You guys sound like great people. I'm sure you're going to be excited to meet with him. He really knows what he's talking about, really knows what he's doing. Can I get you some coffee? Can I get you some water? No, we're okay. Okay, great. Well, go ahead and have a seat, or go and let me take you to the conference room. One or the other. I'm gonna bring Thomas right up. Okay, so now they're greeted, right? They're greeted with something good. Now there's a couple other tips, things that I don't do that you can do. Okay, I have done them, and I done something similar. But also, look, you want to arrange the seating. It's very, very important. Who knows what the seating arrangement should look like? My girl's been in some classes with me, girl. That's right. You have them together, and they are, well, me personally, they're going to sit to my right. Okay? So if we're in this conference rooms, there's 2 chairs on one side. I'm going to be at the end. They're going to be to my right. TV's going to be right there. Understood? Yes or yes? Or no? Yes? Okay. Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to sit across from them like this. If I absolutely have to, I can, but I really don't like that because it's not togetherness. It's not, we're on the same side. It's more like, oh, we're facing each other. Face off. I don't want to do a face off. I want to do a side hug. You know what I'm saying? And also, it's hard to show them anything upside down. If I'm on the side right here, I could sit down right here and I could read all that. I could show you. I could point things out. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Okay. It's always better to also have the decision maker right next to you. Here's one thing I'm really bad at. Realizing who the decision maker is in the relationship, right? I'm not the best at that. So I always try to guess, like, who's the decision maker? Okay, sit next to me. I arrange the seating, whether it's a listing appointment or a buyer appointment. I say, oh, can you please sit here? Can you please sit here? Now, that's something I do. And here's something that I sometimes do, but I haven't done, but I would recommend. Another way to seat them is, one, you have your folder. It's your folder, it has their name on it. It's like their file, right? You sit it on the desk for your seat, where you're going to sit. Then you have a gift. Could be a pen, could be something small, could be chocolates, could be a thing of water, whatever. Like some sort of gift for them at where they're supposed to sit. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Small gift. Don't get crazy with it, but yes, you can give them a small gift. Whether it's a water and a gift card, whether it's a water and a lottery scratcher ticket, whether it's a water and a pen, whatever. Just have their stuff already set up, because when they walk in, they're expecting me. Oh, look, my room is already set up. Like if I walk into a hotel room and it ain't set up, I'm feeling weird. Like, y'all didn't know I was coming? Like, we had an appointment. But when it's all set up and it's nice, they have a little note on the bed for you. They have a little candy bar or whatever. Like, oh, that's kind of nice. Wow, I feel important. They were ready for me. Okay? That's what we want. We want to show them we're ready. Okay. So the gift thing, you can do the gift. A lot of times I'll just do a Starbucks gift card, but I don't usually put it on the table. Not to say I'm telling you this because these are good things that I just don't do. I should do them. Okay, so I usually just bring a Starbucks gift card in my whole packet. And at the very intro, I'll talk to them. We do a little introduction, like, hey, I got this for you, buyer's guide. Your next Starbucks is on me. You know what I'm saying? So that way they feel good. We want them to feel good right away. There's something called dopamine. When your dopamine levels are higher, you are more likely to remember what situation you are in. right? Your memory increases, okay? When dopamine levels are higher, right? And you're also more likely to get a yes, right? They're more likely to feel good about you. Emotions run the freaking world, okay? It runs your husband, your wife. Emotions are important, right? These things will make you feel a certain way and you don't even know what's going on, but someone's mad, someone's happy, you're like, whoa, where did all these roller coaster emotions go? But they run the world because when someone's feeling something, it's going to come out. Not only will they feel it, but they're going to feel it for a while throughout their whole body. You ever had a bad experience? You went down the street somewhere, you had a bad experience, like, I ain't going down that street. You're going to feel it when you drive by, like, ooh, don't like that feeling. One time I hit someone cut me off and I hit their trailer. They like turned in front of me and I hit their trailer and back was like a construction or gardening. I was afraid of trailers. Like every time I was fine driving, so I saw a trailer. I'm scared. Because of the emotions I had. It was a bad feeling I had. Right? Right. We want these to be good feelings. That's why we call it, we want you to find a house that you fall in love with. I like to use those words because those are the emotions that they want to feel. Okay, so we're sitting down. We're in a nice section, seating chart. We've already given items of value. And, how's your day? How's everything going? A little bit of small talk. Then I'm going to say, all right, are we good to get into the consultation today? Are you ready? And they say, yeah, we're ready. Perfect. The first thing I'm going to do is tell them why we are here. Okay? The purpose of our meeting today is for you to get to know me and my team. Okay? If you don't have a team, you don't have to say team. I threw team in there because I want to set the tone. Like, I ain't showing you how someone else is. I'm setting the tone. So what they can expect. For me to get to know you, I want to get to know you, your family, what's important to you. I want to get to know you. For us to understand the value and each other's expectations. I'm setting the expectation right now. To get educated on what's going on in the market and what your options are. To go over the home buying process and finally to review the paperwork that lets me work with you and you work with me. Sound good? That's what I say. Did you hear the tie down? At the end of this slide, I'll say, sound good? They always say yes. They never say no. Yeah, sounds good, cool. But I'm assuming the close. Where? Where do I assume the close? This sounds good, but where on this page am I assuming closing? Finally review the paperwork that allows me to work with you, you to work with me, and for us to see houses together. Sound good? Boom. I'm assuming they're going to sign the paperwork. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Thank you. Yes. Finally, you guys, you know what? We have a pretty good, solid size. It's not a full room, but we want everyone else in the office to think that this room is jam-packed. So when you respond loud. Okay? Yes or yes? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, that makes me feel good. Ooh, I don't even need this no more. I'm going to have some anyways because it tastes good. All right, so then, obviously, this is an agent on my team and our OC team. It's about me section, right? So what I would like to do before I get into the about, or what I would like to do when I get to the about me, I like to have the about me up there on the screen, but I don't want to have to look at the screen to talk about me. You understand? And what I like to do is have a picture of me and my family, or me and my dogs, or me doing something I enjoy. Maybe if I love my car, me with my car, whatever it is, like, put some more emotion in it, have a connection in it. When it's just your professional photo, that's okay too. However, I would recommend you and your spouse, have some depth to who you are. Okay, it's a relationship. This working together is a relationship. So they need to know who you are, and you need to know who they are, right? So without looking at the screen, I'm going to say, hey, this is just a little about me, and I really want to get to know a little bit about you. Does that sound fair? And they're going to say yes. I'll say, okay, great. I'm going to go first, and afterwards, can you tell me about yourself? They're going to say yes. I'm going to say, okay, great. Obviously, as you can tell in the photo here, I'm a family man. Those are my kids, Caleb, Kylie, Mikhail. That's my beautiful wife, Michelle. We really love going on family hikes. We love going to the river or going snowboarding together. Matter of fact, we just got back from Big Bear. We all went snowboarding. It was a ton of fun. So these are the things I love. I'm also a God-fearing man. I go to church almost every Sunday, and I really I have a great connection with God, right? Now tell me something about you. Who wants to role play with me? Oh, y'all scared. Come on. Who wants to role play? It's easy. Not everyone at the same time, please. Okay, we'll go here. Okay. No, you're good. You got this. I heard you say yes earlier, and I was like, she's got 5 stars. She got the fire. Okay, so, oh, there we go. Okay, so now that you heard about me, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been in the Antelope Valley for over 40 years.
Okay.
I am a respiratory therapist for
Oh,
33 years.
respiratory therapist. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm a mother of 3. I have 3 wonderful grandkids. I am a God-fearing woman.
Awesome.
I love to love.
Oh,
I love to give.
hey,
I love to love.
that's awesome.
I'm a part of a nonprofit organization.
Oh, wow.
That I am me, and
Oh, okay.
my daughter created it, and we just like serving the community.
I love it. I love how you love serving the community. And you said you had 3 kids and 3 grandkids. How old are the grandkids?
17, 6, and 1.
Wow, congrats. You excited? You love being grandma?
All weekend I was.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, you always get to give them back. That's what's really good about it, right? Yeah. Here you go. Get them real sugared up and send them home. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And thank you for sharing that with me, because the more I know about you, the better I can help you. Make sense? So this is my time to connect. I'm connecting. And also, I might not write it down right away, but I'm going to write it down because I want to remember these things, because I'm going to bring these things back up. And I'm going to talk about them again, like the little things she touched on, like nonprofit. I'm going to say, like, you know what? You mentioned the nonprofit to me the other day. Like, tell me more about that. Like, what does it do for the community? How do you guys serve and whatnot? Does that make sense? It makes sense?
Yes.
Thank you. I love it. You're next for role play. Okay. So this is the reason I go. Who can tell me why I went first?
So they get familiar with you.
Yes. They can feel comfortable. These. Right, all of these. They get familiar with you, they get comfortable, and then you set the pace. You're showing them, like, because when I say, tell me about you, they might go, well, I need a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and the family's gonna move in. They might start talking about the house and the house process. I want to get to know about them a little bit personal, right? So they could feel closer to me, right? Make sense? All right. For myself and my team, they're going to go over this next. Obviously, they're going to say, hey, who's our team captain? What do we represent? Who are we on the team? For you, it's just going to be your About Me page, and then you're going to move on. This goes more about the team and stuff like that. But just in case you need some things, these are like accolades. I like to present my accolades. What makes me stand out? What are my accomplishments, right? So I've been a realtor since 2007. I've been a broker since 2014. I have over 50,000 hours of hands-on full-time experience. I've been featured in Real Estate Magazine as a top producer. I've had a guest appearance on HGTV. I own 9 rental units. I remodeled 9 single-family homes. I authored the book, The Guru Guide to Sell Your Home. I'm a father and family man, which is most important, and of course, a God-fearing man as well. This is what you can expect from our team. We're one of the top-ranked real estate teams in the nation, closed over sales, closed one bit, whatever. I'm going to go over that real quick. Now, we talked about added value and value propositions, correct? Yes or yes? So I want to try to hit, this whole thing is value proposition. This entire presentation is value proposition. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put it in your face of what I think other realtors do not have. What don't they have that I have that I can stand out for? I'm going to try to put that up at the front. Now, the whole thing is a value proposition. You can have whatever it is, or it could be something they do have, but they don't know how to say it. So what are the things that the other agents aren't saying that you should say, right? That's what I want to have up front. What makes me different? What makes me look creative, right? What makes me think outside of the box, right? It could be anything. So we have the moving truck, right? I'm going to go into that. And then what I'm going to say is the moving truck is yours for life. You just have to give us a heads up in order to borrow it because it's by appointment only and it's by first come, first serve. So make sure you let us know if you need to borrow it. Give us a couple days in advance so we can make sure we can book it for you. Sound good? Yes, right? We also have storage units that we pay for every single month. So when you make this move, you can put your stuff in our storage unit at no cost. For a limited time, of course, because we know they'll take advantage of that, right? Yeah. So, and then here's the thing. You guys can say all this without having any of this. Why? Because you could say you have a free moving truck rental and just pay for their U-Haul. But instead, you guys are like, I don't have a truck. I don't have a truck. Only Thomas has a truck. Come on. For real? To be honest with you, I don't have storage units anymore. But I still say it because if they want one, actually it's better when I don't have it. Because when they want one, I go book one. And when I book it for 60 days. And they sign an agreement saying they're going to take over after those 60 days. So if their stuff is still in there, they're paying for that, not me. If it's mine, I'm paying for every month. Then I got to come like, are you going to get your stuff out? I prefer them to own it. I pay up front 2 months, done. Or I pay up front 1 month and the next month I'll pay another month, whatever, right? You could call it incentives. Yeah. You could say you have a chauffeur and just hire a chauffeur one day. Like, I need to drive. I'm sure they have it. Call an Uber. Like, whatever you want. Like, just get creative, right? Our guarantee. I put on here our guarantee. I always put on guarantee. What is our guarantee? Because it's so important for them to feel a cliffhanger or something mysterious. I don't tell them right away what our guarantee is. I say, also our guarantee, and I'm going to get more into that. And my guarantee is based on the market. It could be I'm going to get you $10,000 off the price, or I'm going to pay for your home inspection. Right? That's my guarantee. I'm going to get you $5,000 in closing costs, or I'm going to pay for your home warranty. Whatever it is, right? Like, if I don't do this, then here's my skin in the game. I'm going to prove I'm going to do this for you. Right? Does that make sense? And I do whatever's easier. Like, so if it was a seller, I could just be like, I guarantee you I'm going to get you $10,000 over the price, or I'm going to do this for you. If it's a buyer, I can say, hey, I guarantee you I'm going to get your offer accepted between the first 1 to 3 offers that we make. Right? Like, I can make any guarantee I want. And that's why I say our guarantee. And I'm going to go more into that after. Because I want them to be like, ooh, what's the guarantee? Just a little thing to keep their attention, right? Okay. And then I just throw in there, we're known for smooth transactions. Other agents want to work with us. And then I might tell them why. Like, wouldn't you want to work with someone that has consistently has 10 to 15 houses on the market? Wouldn't you want to work with someone that's always bringing you buyers? So now you want to bring them buyers because you're like, hey, help me out. So I explain to them, why do other agents want to work for me? For you guys also, you could say the same thing, or you could say, hey, other agents want to work with us, and we have the biggest office in the Antelope Valley with 365 agents in this office. So all of these agents are helping you buy a home because they might have a listing that you like, and they're able to help connect us on a higher level. Does that make sense? Right, so you find out how to phrase it in a manner that's going to get them interested. Make sense? Yes or yes? Yes. Okay. Other agents want to work with us. Okay, and then you become a member to Club Tom Paul. So I have a bunch of party tables and chairs. I have a pressure washer. I have carpet cleaner. I have an ozone. I have several different items because, again, I want to lock them in for life. I want you to be my life relationship. When you need something, I want you to come to me. You need a truck to move. You got a table. You got a couch. You got an exercise machine. You know who to call, Tom Paul, right? You're going to call me, right? And then I'm going to set you up, and you're going to remember me. When it comes to anything real estate, you're going to remember me. So you get to use the truck as long as it's available. Absolutely. You're going to save $300 or having to call your friend to borrow their truck where the thing doesn't even fit in the back, right? Club Tom Paul. Hey, you know what? I know it sucks having to store a pressure washer or having to buy one because you might use it once a year. Guess what? Borrow mine for free. You come pick it up, you drop it back off, it's free. And it's warranted because if it ever breaks, we buy a new one, right? So these are the things that I offer them. Tables, you're gonna have a party, guess what? You own a home. I know you're gonna throw a housewarming party. I got your tables and chairs. And if I wanna really go above and beyond, I'll just deliver them. But usually I'm pretty busy, so I say, hey, you could use the truck, load them up, boom, boom, you have the tables and chairs, right? Why not? Why not provide this service to them? Because now they're clients for life. I don't know how much tables and chairs cost, but hey, I'd rather get it for free. You know what I'm saying? Yes or yes? Yes. Right. So I show them the added value. What is the value? What is the value? Okay. All right, who wants to role play? You ready? Okay. And tell me your name again, Daniela, right? Darlene, sorry, so sorry. Darlene, thank you, Darlene, I appreciate it. Okay, so Darlene, today there are two key factors that we need to know for buying a home. I should say it differently. There are two key factors that we need to know to buy a home. Okay, what I just did is called an embedded command. Okay, and I'll get more into that. Number one, Darlene, your motivation to buy a home. And number two, the method of financing that we'll use to buy a home. Does that make sense? Perfect. Okay, we're gonna pause there. What was I doing? Yes, I'm assuming they're gonna buy a home. And it's an embedded command. I kept saying, buy a home. Here's the thing. It's neuro-linguistic programming. And then some of you are all like, whoa, you're trying to get in their head. You're trying to mess with their head. In a sense. And the truth of the matter is they're in your office. Why? To buy a home. They wouldn't be in my freaking office. They didn't want to buy a home. But I'm going to trigger that in their mind. Boom, boom. You need to buy a home? You're looking at them. You need to buy a home? You're looking at them. Buy a home, buy a home, buy a home. So I'm going to use embedded commands to set them up. There are two key factors we need to know for you to buy a home. Embedded command is downswing. Downswing is when you tell your kid, clean your room. You pause, whatever you're going to say. Clean your room. Downswing. You get lower, you get deeper, right? So there are two key factors we need to know for you to buy a home. Your motivation to buy a home and the method of financing that you'll use to buy a home. Make sense? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to get to know you a little bit more. Is that okay? Sure. Perfect. And we want to get to know everything that's important to you about buying a home. Make sense? Yes. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to fill it. Okay, look. The buyer questionnaire, I don't know if it's in your packet or not. If it is, great. If it's not, it's in command. It's on Google. You search buyer consultation questions, ChatGPT, okay? Or you write it down as I go, or you take pictures as I go, however you want to do it. And look, your questions can look different than mine. Oh, sorry, picture? Your questions can look different than mine, but make sure you have the questions and know how to run through it. You also can ask the questions differently than I do. I know some people have like several different boxes where they ask questions and they fill it out and they listen and they're quiet and they write something in. And then after they're done splurring everything they want to say, they go back and say, okay, why is 3 bedrooms important to you? So we could do it both ways today. Okay, you ready? This one specifically, probably not, but seller questionnaire, buyer questionnaire is definitely in command, okay? It's on, so all I did was I Googled it, I looked up different information, and then I was like, okay, what questions do I want to use and why, and how do I want to say it? So I rewrote the questions in a manner that put more embedded commands throughout the process, okay? You ready? Here we go. First question, do you want to buy a home? That's a silly question, but I'm asking it, and they might say no. They usually don't. I think I have had one person say no, or maybe, I'm not sure yet. That's okay. But again, I'm telling them, buy a home, right? First question. Perfect. Thank you so much. And if everything makes sense to you today, is there anything holding you back from getting the ball rolling? Yes.
Yes, I need to sell my house to buy this bigger house. I had another baby, and
Oh, awesome. That's amazing. Okay, so you had a baby and now you're ready to move up, upgrade to a larger home. Perfect. And you need to sell the home as well, correct? Awesome, awesome. And we'll be meeting together about that tomorrow. Okay. Okay. What is the maximum payment you'll be comfortable with? Pause. I'm going to say comfortable. I'm going to say confident. Comfortable and confident. Comfortable and confident. Comfortable and confident. Why am I saying these things? Okay, yeah. Why? Why am I going to say these words, these key words? That's right. Neuro-linguistic programming. You know, so like when you think fire, you think hot. Oh, I can burn myself. Or even if I said the stove is hot, you think, ooh, careful, sizzle, right? We're doing the same thing. We're creating an emotion and a feeling using words. One, I want them to be comfortable throughout this process. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to even feel comfortable sitting in that chair. And when I say comfortable, they think of comfort. When I say confident, they think of confidence. So then they're confident in me to be their agent. Okay? Okay. What's the maximum payment you'd be comfortable with?
Well, right now we currently own our house and our payments are so good because we bought at a good time. So
Right.
our interest rate is so good. I know that if we go into a house, our payments are probably going to double, maybe even triple.
Yeah.
So honestly, maybe 35 max.
3,500 max?
Yeah.
What's your payment right now?
27.
2,700. And so it sounds like to have the house that checks all the boxes, to have that larger home for the new baby, you're willing to max out about 3,500. Right. And let me ask you, how far are you willing to stretch that in order to give the home for your family that they deserve and that you want? If it checks off all the boxes, everything you wanted, 10 out of 10, how far would you stretch that price?
Maybe 37.
Okay, so I just got $200 a month, which is probably hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, right? Like in house price, right? Does that make sense? It's probably like $100,000 in a house price, or maybe 80, right? So I asked her, because that's the thing, they're gonna give you one number, say it's their max, but if it checks all the boxes, you don't have to do anything. You get exactly what you want, the big yard, the extra bedroom, what would you stretch that to, right? Okay, so it sounds like you would stretch it to 37 and you'd be comfortable around 3,500. Awesome. I'm definitely going to pay attention to that and make sure we get you the best deal to get you what you want.
Thank you.
Fair enough? Awesome. What's the max price of a house in general? And you might have this info, maybe not, but what's the max price that you feel that you'd be comfortable with?
I'm going to act like I don't. I'm going to tell you that I don't know, but whatever I can accomplish, a 5-bedroom house on the west side, 3 bathrooms, full bathrooms, with a laundry room inside the house, and a large enough backyard because I have 4 kids. So if you can manage that payment in the area that I want to be for that amount, you can tell me where I got to be.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you want to be on the west side.
Yes.
4 bedrooms.
Yes.
You said you had
And 5 bedrooms.
5 bedrooms, thank you. So 5 bedrooms because you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
3 kids, 4 kids, 5 bedrooms. That's where the 5 bedrooms comes in. Okay, so you have 4 kids, 5 bedrooms. You want to be on the west side, yes? Okay, so here's the thing. The reason I'm going back over it is because 1, I want to clarify I heard her right. 2, I want her to know that I'm listening, right? And then anything that was wrong, I can fix it right then and there. Make sense? Yes or yes? Yes. And then also, I'm going to get it right. I'm going to go, okay, so you want a 5-bedroom house, right?
Right.
With at least 3 bathrooms
Right.
on the west side
Yes.
for your 4 kids. Okay, what just happened? Confirmation. Yes, yes, yes. Sign here. Yes. You got it? Okay. You guys are getting this? You're getting this? Okay. Have you talked to a lender?
Actually, I have not.
Okay, no lender yet. Okay, no problem. We have great lenders that we can help you out with. And if yes, I would ask how much they qualify for, who was it. Now, curious, how much would you have down and feel comfortable paying for a down payment?
Well, I would want to sell this property to be able to buy the next one. So I want to try to use whatever equity
Okay.
the purchase on the next property.
Gotcha. So I'm going to do the best I can to keep things simple and not go too far into the sell side, because we could definitely do that tomorrow when I teach that. But I want to try to keep it simple. So bear with me as I maneuver the conversation so we don't get too far into sales side, okay? Okay, so it sounds like whatever equity you have in this home is what you want to put as your down payment in the next home.
Correct.
Okay, and you want to put 100% down, or are you trying to keep some in your pocket?
I want to be able to do a conventional loan and put 20% down.
Okay, so 20% is what you feel comfortable with, 20% from your equity, right? Now, do you have any extra in pocket already saved up for closing costs or additional deposit? Additional down payment, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, we have some.
You have some? Okay, perfect. So you're aware of some of the costs that it takes to buy a home, yes?
Yes.
Cool. And we're going to go over a net sheet and all that. We're going to look at payment. We're going to look at interest rates. We'll do all that together. Sound good?
Very well.
Cool. Okay, so let's just say you got 20% saved. Okay, or cool. Now tell me, have you seen anything out there that interested you so far?
Just west side. I just really need the 5-bedroom.
Okay, so you really need a 5-bedroom, and obviously, have you looked online at all?
Yes, I have, and I've seen quite a few properties. I don't really care too much for a pool. I really just want a big backyard. Covered patio would be nice, but it's not necessary. And we need a 3-car garage, preferably block wall, because it's really windy out here. And you need to have a block wall. Those fences won't hold up.
You have to have a block wall. Okay, so now typically when I'm in this conversation, I'll take a little bit more control of the questions, right? And I'll tell her, but I wanted to let her go because there's another way you could do this. And I'm not saying the way I do it's right or good, it works. And there's other ways that work. So with you going at it like that, I want to present that other way. So what you do is you get a paper and it has boxes on it. I don't have an example with me. I don't know if there's one in this packet. So it has like 6 boxes on it, right? And each box is like a category of something she says. So then at that point, if I'm doing it that manner, I'm gonna go, hey, tell me what you're looking for in a home. And she'll go, I need a block wall, I need the 5 bedrooms, and each box I'm putting something different, right? Or I'm only relating those things. Is this clear enough, or am I confusing you? Okay, so then she's gonna keep going, and then I'm gonna go, okay, Anything else? We're role playing again, sorry. And unpause.
Just a 3-car garage, the block wall, the 5-bedroom, 3 full bathrooms.
Okay.
I mean, if we could find a single story, great.
Single story.
If not, I'll take a 2-story.
2-story, single story, okay.
And that's it.
And that's it. That's how I know she's done. I'm gonna be quiet. So when they're gonna rattle some stuff off, this is how you do it. And some people like to rattle it off, right? This is not a way that I learned how to do it. I learned how to do it by controlling the questions more. So I would go back to her earlier. I would go, okay, we're gonna go one step at a time. I'm gonna ask you this question because I wanna make sure to get all the details for each one as we go. Sound fair? And she'll say, yes, of course. And this will make her not jump ahead, right? Doesn't mean there's one right or wrong, whatever you're more comfortable with. Now, if I'm doing the way where she just unloads, I have that paper, I have it separated, right? I'll have like 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms in one box. I'll have block walls in another box, right? I'll have all these things. And she might even say something personal. She needs a big backyard. She has 5 kids, right? I'm gonna have all that there. Then I'm gonna go back to this and I'm gonna go, oh, okay, you know what? I really like that you mentioned the block walls. Tell me why that's important to you. And I'm gonna go back to the block wall box. Tell me why that's important to you.
Because it's really windy here in the AV, and I've just had really bad experience with fences.
Yeah, it's really windy, right? Yeah, definitely windy out here. And you definitely don't want them to blow down, right? Gotcha. Okay. Oh, you know what? You also mentioned you have 4 kids. That's great. How old are they?
I have almost a 16-year-old and
I'm putting this in that box.
13-year-old,
9-year-old and a 3-year-old. So I'm gonna get more data because she unloaded. And I'm gonna get more data on each thing she mentioned. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
All right, you guys stand up. Stand up. All right. You guys get up so quietly. I don't know what this music is, but we're gonna do some little dancing. Come on, put your hands up, stretch. Come on. Hey, there we go. Come on, if your hands ain't up, you gotta go. Make that blood move. Let's go. Hey, hey, say it with me. Hey, 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 hey. They gotta hear you, I told you. Hey, 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 come on with your hand. Hey, hey, okay, okay. Have a seat, have a seat. Thanks for the party. Thanks for the party. Get the blood going. Get the blood going. I know this is a lot. It's intense. But the same thing I'm going to do here with you guys is the same thing I'm going to do with the buyer. I might not have them stand up, but I'm going to go somewhere to get their energy moving. If they're yawning, if they're tired, whatever, I need them to lock in and know that here, I got this. I got your back. You can trust me, right? And I need them engaged, right? So you guys are engaged, yes or yes? Yes. Okay. You understand the box method? Okay. Great method. I love it. I've never done it myself, but I want you guys to know what's out there, okay? Okay. So you said you're looking in West Palmdale. Okay. See, that's the next question. What's important to you about those areas? You like the schools?
It's different. Sorry.
What schools do you like?
I prefer, my kids are in Esperanza right now. I like them to stay there. My son goes to Highland High, and my daughter goes to that middle school.
That's okay.
Next to Rancho Vista Elementary. I forgot the name.
I don't know the names of schools. Okay, cool. And then what shopping do you like?
I like Bonds. That's my store.
Oh, yeah.
Every cashier,
Mhm.
that's me. Yes.
Albertsons,
I know
Bonds.
it's a little bit more pricey, but just
It's the experience, right? Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Call me by name, like it's just
Mhm.
different.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so you like Vons. Anything else about shopping that you like?
No, just
Perfect.
I'm not a food for less girly.
Can you describe a house that you saw that you really liked?
Yes, actually, my neighbor, her house is beautiful. If I could just have that house, that would be great. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It has tile roof, a block long, 3-car garage, just like I want.
Okay, so I'm going to be noting all that stuff. And then I'm going to say, okay, you mentioned that it was important for you to have 5 bedrooms. Is that right?
Yeah, but you know what? If the house has a loft that I can convert, that would be okay too.
No, I appreciate that. So if it has a 4-bedroom plus a bonus room or a loft, you'd be okay with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And like this is going to be on the screen. So usually I'm going to type kind of like nicer or like whatever, but realistically, like they're going to see that I'm inputting this information as well. And they could see the questions on the screen, right? So then now tell me, it sounded like it's important you have that many bedrooms because you have 4 kids, right? So this is where I'm going to dive deeper, right? This is a different method. You go one section at a time and then you dive deeper on that. So 5 bedrooms, tell me why that's important to you. You have 4 kids. You want them each to have their own bedroom, right? Okay, makes sense. Got it. So this is where I dive deeper, okay, as opposed to the box method. Now you said 3 bathrooms are important to you. Tell me more. Why is 3 bathrooms important? Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that everyone, when they need the bathroom, they have one, right? Exactly. Okay, that makes sense to me. Now, what's the minimum square footage that you feel you'd be comfortable with? And if you don't know the number, that's okay. We can figure that out together.
Honestly, I'm in a 2,100 square foot right now, so I think we could use a little bit more space. I think 25 and over would be nice.
Okay, so
But I know this
2,500.
information, so maybe the buyers won't really.
It's impressive. Usually they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they usually have an idea. And if they don't, typically what I'll go is like, do you know how big the house you're living in is? And they'll sometimes, and usually they do. Once in a while they don't, right? And so if they don't, that's okay. It's more of a process when you're showing the home. It's like, oh, this is this big, and they get familiar with the sizes, right? But most of the time, whenever I did a buyer presentation, they usually knew, and if they didn't, we can work around it. It wasn't a big deal. Make sense? Okay. Is there any particular year built that's important to you?
I'm good with
90s or newer?
Yeah.
Or just, okay, perfect. And you mentioned you like a tile roof, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Got it. What other features are important to you about a home and why?
No rock. I just don't want rock. I mean, I know we can take it out, and that's not a big deal, but
Mhm.
I just don't like having rock.
What do you prefer as far as landscaping?
I would prefer grass.
Okay. What if it's like concrete in the backyard?
I'd rather have grass.
Grass, okay. And let's say that it had, it might have been landscaped at one point. They have the sprinklers and everything is just dead or like dirt. Would that be something you'd be open to at least? You can always put it in, right? Okay, great. So I'm always trying to dive deeper. What's your time frame?
I'm okay with anywhere from 3 months to 6 months.
So it sounds like you're okay with 3 to 6 months. So if it takes a little longer, you're okay with that. And if it happens a little faster, you're okay with that.
I would prefer it to happen faster before the kids go back to school for next season.
Perfect. So if you can have it your way, you could have a genie in a lamp, or you could snap your fingers, what would be the date that would be best for you to be all moved into your house?
I would say by Easter. That way, it's almost the tail end of the school year, and I can manage the summer to really get situated in the new home.
Time frame is going to be very important for you guys. Like, you want to know what their time frame is so you can hit that time frame, beat that time frame, and you can also use that as a motivator. She sounds very motivated to move into this place by Easter. I think are you really moving?
Actually, I want to buy my neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to her already.
Okay. Because it sounds like it. I'm like, there's true motivation here. I can hear it. I can hear it. She's moving. You know? Yeah. Yeah, this is real.
I actually do have 4 kids. We do have
Right.
a preference of block wall.
Yes.
And a 3-car garage.
Yes.
Just because my husband is likes to have his little workshop in his
Yeah.
garage. He works on classic cars, so yeah.
So these are the.
My
What?
neighbor, huh? What do your neighbors say? You say you asked her, right? Yeah, she's this little old lady right across the street, and she told me by June. So my heart is set to buy her house.
There you go. Well, I'm glad you found me. Just in case it doesn't happen, I'll get you. Okay. Here we go. This is a very important question. Are there any other people that need to see the home before you, this is where I pause, make a decision to buy?
I know my husband is very confident in whatever I see. He's going to, as long as it has what he needs. But I would like for him to see it before I fully commit.
Gotcha. So here's one of the questions too that I probably pre-asked before the appointment, because I would ask for that person to be at the appointment as well. Okay. So I would like all decision makers to be there. However, sometimes they're like, well, the in-laws or my mom really needs to see it. I'm like, okay, let's get your mom with us then. If this is, and I need to win your mom over. Not only that, because your mom's such an influence, I want her at this appointment. Like, if she's a person that's going to help you make a decision, I need her there. Not only that, but this question is specifically there because I want to tell you what. What am I telling you in this question? You can read it off the screen. What am I telling you? Am I in the way?
If you saw the perfect house today, would you be ready to make a decision today? Is that the question you asked?
That's the question I'm asking about. Yep. What's my embedded command?
Are you ready?
Make a decision to buy. It is a command. Make a decision to buy. Okay? Really important because people can't make decisions. Right? I told them buy. Now I'm saying make the decision to buy. Are there any other people? We went over that one. If you saw the perfect house today, would you be ready? What's the command? Somebody read the command. Be ready to make a decision to buy today. So now am I only telling them to make a decision to buy, I'm telling them to make a decision to buy today. So then when we see a house, I go, hey, you ready to make an offer? Let's make an offer. You're ready to buy. Decision time, right? I'm moving them forward. I'm getting them visualizing where they need to go. I'm setting the pace. This is just the questionnaire. I'm setting the pace in the questionnaire. Do you understand?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
This is outside of our dialogue here, but I have a buyer who's like, I'm doing all the probing questions, and I don't know if you've ever worked with somebody who's very vague. Just they have a motivation, but they're just one, they're scared to take the step, and then two, they're just I feel like, I mean, we went from Lake LA to Rosemont, and I'm like, bro, I need you to like tell me, give me specifics. And he's like, well, I don't care. I'd be happy here. I'd be happy here. I just, and finally we've got down to the price, but I feel like, how do you really like capture their desire, you know, and all their wants when it's so far, you know, and men are sometimes, if they don't have a wife, I've done with a wife and you know, a couple before, and sometimes the wife knows, like, this is the one. But when if it's a man, it's just, I don't care, you know, like, that's fine to me. You know, yeah.
Well, that's why they're hiring you, because they don't know. I don't even know what I want. Your job is to help them figure it out, right? And so one thing, and this is just what we've been going over this all. And obviously, look, I don't know if I'm gonna answer this right for you. You might be like, I did that. But the truth is, I don't have all the context, so I'm just gonna rattle things off to answer your question. Is that okay? Yeah. I'm gonna go fast. Okay, one, they need to feel comfortable and confident. If they don't feel comfortable and confident, then they're not gonna give you all the details, right? Two, you need to build a relationship, right? You gotta become the wife, in a sense, right? You gotta be that guiding person that the wife would be in this scenario, right? So for men, yeah, we're like, I don't care, whatever, like, give me whatever. Okay, cool. Tell me what you like to do. I like to do this. I like to work on cars. I want to know everything about this person to help guide them. Tell me where you work. Tell me if you want to drive, how many hours or minutes or whatever do you want to be away from work? Then I can load it in. I'm zoning it out, right? I'm getting more data, right? Tell me about what you like to do for hobbies. Do you go anywhere? Do you attend church? Where do you go to church? What about that church do you like? What about that thing do you like? Do you need to be near a school? Do you need what? So I can help dive it in, right? Like, okay, well, it sounds like Lake LA, Rosemont, you're okay with either, you don't mind. Well, is land important to you? Yeah, actually, I like a house with a little bit of land. Okay, how much land? What's important to you about that land? What are you gonna do with that land, right? These are the things that help me hone it in. I'm gonna ask a ton of questions, and I'm gonna try to find out personally, what is this person like? I wanna know what kind of car they drive, right? Because if they got a truck, they can go off-road or they can go on the dirt roads in Lake LA. Cool, no problem, right? If they got a little Mini Cooper, it might be a different story. You got dogs? You need land? Okay, you got dogs. Oh, you wanna have dogs? Or do you wanna have horses? Does this make sense? Because they don't know what they don't know because they don't know how to express it, right? That's what they need you for, right? Or they need to get married, one of the two. Need a woman in their life.
I got one man.
Hey.
I did tell him, yeah, like, these are the things that are important. We did find a house, we opened escrow today.
Hey, let's go. Where was it?
Because I had to be the wife, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, it's one of Irma DePayne's
Oh, okay.
listing in Rosemont.
Roseman.
$355.
There we go.
We paid all the closing costs, and
Yeah. There you go. I love it. Narrowed it down. Okay. Okay, here's a good question. How many homes do you need to see before? Okay, this is the but it's also the command. The question also becomes a command. How many homes do you need to see before you are ready to buy a home? Or does it say that? Make an offer. Sorry. You are ready to make an offer. Right?
I think I missed this one for sure.
Not only are you asking, but you're telling them you are ready to make an offer. 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 Because a lot of people feel like they're not ready to make an offer. They find the house, checks off all the boxes. You're like, okay, cool. Do you want to make an offer on this? I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me sleep on it. You know what they say? If you sleep on it, you don't sleep in it. Let's make an offer. right? So you need to make them feel good about being ready to make an offer, okay? And they might say 25 homes. You're like, okay, well, then this is a conversation we need to have because we need to talk about this. Because the average person needs to see 5 homes before they're ready to make an offer. This is what I use. I use statistics to give them, because I'm setting the expectation. They don't know. Their friends told them they saw 30 houses. Okay, so now the expectation is 30 houses. No. We're going to set the expectation. Now, here's the thing. We set the expectation. It could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 8. And if they see more, that's okay. But now they're like, oh, man, I'm like 3 over 8 now. I'm at 11. I should be making an offer because most people have already made an offer by now. You know what I'm saying?
It also depends on how close found houses to what they're looking for. It's
Yes.
easier for them to make an offer to find what they like.
Right.
I really like this because it does definitely put. I think
It
too,
hones it in.
as agents, we get super frustrated. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, make a decision.
We don't need to. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a decision. We want them to make a decision. Yeah. Yeah, you can. I don't know how to get it to you, but I'll figure it out. I'm sure I have it printed somewhere. Do me a favor, and if you can talk to Armando or text Armando and say you want Thomas's questionnaire. And make it your own, because again, like I'm sure there's a better way to do this you guys could think of, or just use it. Have something, please have something.
And you have this on the screen while you're in the buyer consultation.
I do.
Yeah, that's what.
I do. I don't know how to make that happen for you. I had to like do some techie stuff and link it here to make it easy. I also have it here. Okay, hold up. I'm not that techie anymore.
Do you ever do like off-site, or where you, if you do, are you bringing in the laptop when you're doing it like that, or you?
I usually will do it on my laptop or my iPad if I'm off-site. Otherwise, I'll use the office computer or my computer at the office. Yes, I also have every slide printed out as a backup. I used to do that for every listing presentation too. I had my whole listing presentation printed out in case something went wrong. But nothing ever goes wrong, so I stopped bringing it with me. It was like a pretty thick binder that I had. I don't need it, so I stopped using it. But I always had a backup because I was always like, I need to make this happen right? So I was like, always have backup. It's up to you if you have a backup, but if your computer isn't charged or something goes wrong, you should have some alternative, right? So, but again, like here, I can print these questions out. So usually this would work. I just click on this, it opens a PDF document, and I could print it right there while I'm sitting down with them off the printer, grab it, and write the questions on that paper if I needed to. That's usually how it works. But like I said, I'm not in here all the time, so I don't use it often. All right, let's get back to it. We're going long on these questions, y'all. Okay, so, okay, look. You already answered this question. You need to sell a home before you buy the next home, right? I want to know what days and times would be best for you to go see homes, right? Very important, because I want to block those off. I want to make sure that falls into either my time block or I need to make a time block for it, right? Because we talked earlier about how important it is to have you live by your calendar. Are you ready? Oh, this is an important question. I love this question. Are you already starting to feel comfortable and confident that we can work together and I can find you the right house? Are you already starting to feel comfortable and confident that we can work together and I could find you the right home? Yeah. And they usually say yes. It's very uncommon for them to say, like, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. Like, after I ask all these questions, that's the power of questions. I haven't even done my presentation yet. I just asked you question, and you say yes. And you might even be lying to me by saying yes, but you verbally said yes, so now you're tricking your own mind into believing that you do.
Question, what do you say if I would have said, I don't know, I just met you, or I'm not sure yet?
Great, that's why I asked this question. It's so important to me that you feel comfortable and confident that you're working with the right person that can help you find a house that you fall in love with. And as we go through this process, we could talk more about that to make sure you do feel comfortable and confident and know that I have the skills and the know-how to get you there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now I'm gonna build her confidence in me even more, going like, hey, it's okay. I'm gonna prove to you that I'm the right person. Make sense? Are you ready to see the step-by-step plan?
Yes.
Perfect, okay.
And after that, you're getting BRBC to sign, or that was before?
No, I'm gonna sign the BRBC at the very end. At the very end. I'm going to go to the gusto, give them all the details. All right, so we're going to walk through the step-by-step process of what it takes for you to buy a home, find a home, and every step in between. Sound good? You guys, everyone say yes. Yes. Let's go. Okay, step number 1 is the agent consultation. You're going to find the right agent. You're going to have a consultation about your needs, understanding the process of what it takes by the end of that consultation. And guess what? Congratulations. You've already, by the end of today, you've completed step number 1. Congrats. So what am I doing by saying this? What am I doing by saying, congratulations, you've completed step number 1 by the end of our consultation? I'm assuming they're going to work with me. I'm assuming they found the right agent. I'm assuming step number 1 is going to be done with the right agent, having a consultation, understanding the process. I'm assuming that all this is going to be done right now, and I'm letting them know that. Here's all the things that have been done today before they're even completely done. Make sense? Yes or yes? Okay. Step number 2, financing. We're going to consult with the lender. We're going to identify the top types of financing that may work for you. We'll go through the application process. You're going to understand conventional FHA, VA, USDA, and cash, and what that means for the offer that you make and how much strength they have compared to other offers. We're going to look at your down payment. You mentioned earlier that you're going to have 20% down based on the equity from this home. You'll probably put a little bit more in your pocket, but you have a little more in the bank in case you need it, right? Perfect. I'm going fast, guys. I usually don't go this quick when I'm with them. And then we're going to look at buyer's closing costs. Are you familiar with what buyer's closing costs are? Okay, perfect. Well, anytime you get a loan, there's lender fees, like loan origination fees, there's processing fees, there's escrow fee, there's title fee, there's all these fees. And what we'll do before we leave today, we'll go get you an estimate of what everything looks like so you know exactly or very close to what it's going to be when you purchase this next home. Sound fair? Yeah. Okay, tie down. Sound fair? Yes, perfect, done. I have on the screen here, you need 2 years tax returns. This is your typical type of financing. If they're getting your typical financing, this is the way to do it. There's other ways too. Obviously, there's stated loans, there's I-10, there's all kinds of stuff. This is the most common what they're going to need. 2 years tax returns, W-2 or 1099, 1 month paycheck stubs, 2 months bank statements, or if they're self-employed, a profit and loss statement. Okay? Go ahead.
Are we asking for this information from them, or are we just getting ready to get it together for when financing us?
Yeah. It depends on how fast you're moving.
Okay.
So like, if this is the first time you're actually meeting, you're telling them, hey, these are the things we need to get done. So usually what I would do is I would have my lender ready to go. Like I would set an appointment, my lender was gonna be in that appointment. I would set it for, let's say 1 o'clock, my lender's stepping in at 1:45. And he's gonna make sure to get all this stuff, right? Or there's another thing, like when you're calling them, when you're making the appointment, when you set the appointment, you should say, hey, you're gonna hear how quickly they wanna move. It's so important that you prepare them to move quickly if they want to move quick. You say, hey, you know, it will speed up the process if you brought 2 years tax returns, W-2, da-da-da-da-da. Or you can say, hey, I'm going to have my lender give you a call. Sounds like you're going to be ready to go. Get them on the phone, and they can get all these documentation, right? Make sense? Awesome. Okay. Step number 3. This is the home search, okay? This is the fun part. This is what we love to do. And you guys, when I do this, I'm always enthusiastic. I have high energy. Okay, be you, be your true you, whatever it is. If you're, have a different level of energy, but when I meet with them, I also try to match their energy. Okay, I'm trying to see where they're at. So either I'm bringing their energy up, or they're bringing my energy down. If they seem like a person that has good energy, like has a little bit higher, and they start lower, I'll bring them back up because that's where they like to be. They feel comfortable there. They like people who are like that. Right? If I'm like a little too high energy, I might tone it down a little bit, right? I might tone it down a tad. I might still be higher than them, but not too high, right? Because they're like, oh, that guy's crazy. He spazzed out. Like, I don't know what he was doing before we came. You know what I mean? Drinking that horchata coffee, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's very important. Mirror and match, right? I'm going to be paying attention to them. You know, if they're picking their nose, I might pick my nose too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie. If they throw out a cuss word, I might throw out a cuss word too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't, I won't. For sure, I won't. You know what I mean? You know, if they itch their face, I might itch my face. It's mirror and matching. It makes people feel comfortable with you. This goes so deep, you don't understand. It goes into how you breathe. You can match someone's breathing, and they'll feel naturally closer to you, even though they don't know what the heck's going on, because you guys are breathing in together, out together, in together, out together. It's weird. This is also how I got girlfriends. Okay. Just kidding. I'm all staring like, what's up, girl? Okay. So this is where, yeah, it's definitely weird. So the home search, here's what we're going to do. You told me everything you want in home and what's important to you, and I took a lot of notes on that. We're going to get an automated email with notifications every time a new home in your criteria pops up. Now, one of the things that's going to be really hard for us to do is match those block walls. So it's hard to search for that, right? So if you end up getting, look, I'm setting the expectations because sometimes they're going to tell you something, you're not going to do it right, and they're like, that person wasn't listening. So you got to set the expectation. Hey, look, it's sometimes agents don't put it in there right. So I don't want to exclude a perfect house for you by like putting block wall only because maybe it has that, but they didn't put that. So I'm not going to put that in there, but I'm going to keep that a mental note, right? So if I send you a home and it doesn't have a block wall, I promise you I was listening to you. I just didn't want to miss a property because the agent didn't put it in the MLS correctly. Does that make sense? So guess what? If you see a house and it doesn't have a block wall in the pictures, like, cool, don't tell me you're interested in it or don't tell me you want to see it. But like, even if it doesn't have block walls, but you love the house or everything else, and you want to see it, let me know you want to see it. Fair enough? Cool. So you see how I'm setting the expectation, right? The same thing, I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? You talked about 5 bedrooms. I know that 4 bedrooms you're okay with if it has a loft or a bonus room. I can't promise you every single house that the agent put it in accurately, but I'm gonna look for a house with at least 4 bedrooms. I'm really focusing on 5, but in case it has a bonus room or a loft, I don't wanna miss out on it, so I'm gonna put 4 bedrooms, and then we're gonna look through the details when we find them. Is that fair enough? See how that important? Because they're like, oh, they don't send me 4 bedrooms. They didn't even hear me. Like, I have to explain what I'm doing next so they feel like I heard them. Make sense?
Is this automatic, is this coming from the MLS?
Yes.
Okay.
So the first one is the MLS. I don't tell them that, but it is the MLS, right? And then you could download our app on your mobile device and you could search on there. You could put in different criteria. The great thing is if you're on the app, it'll send me a notification when you favorite a property or something like that, right? There's other sites too. You could use realtor.com, you could use Zillow, homes.com. I'm sure there's 1,000 different ones. You might have one I haven't even heard of yet. But the truth of the matter is all these sites are resources for you, but make sure to touch base with me because things change on these websites and they don't update them sometimes, right? So make sure you let me know if you see something that I didn't send you already. Make sense? Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Our team, we list about 10 houses a month. So guess what? On every house that we list, and you can use the office, you can use your team, whatever you want to do. I like to say this because it lets them know like, hey, we list about 10 houses a month. And when those houses get listed, they don't go straight on the market. Matter of fact, we have pocket inventory or off-market inventory that you get to know about only because you know me, right? These are houses that are not advertised in Zillow, that are not on the MLS. These are homes that either pre-market that you get to know about first or off-market, meaning they're willing to sell, but they're not advertised for sale. And I'll be your resource for that as well. And then we also have a network. We're in the largest office by agent count, by production, by everything in the Antelope Valley. And so you're gonna have a network of agents that are also have off-market properties, also have properties that haven't hit the MLS yet that I'll be aware of, okay? Because we have network meetings all the time. So I wanna let you know about those first before anyone else does. Does that sound good? Awesome, awesome. And of course, builders, this is very important. Set the expectation. Don't you hate when your buyer goes into a new housing tract, even though they said they don't want a new house, a brand new home, then they go to a new housing tract, and then they're like, oh, shoot, yeah, I'm ready to go. Then you call that housing tract, and they're like, no, they're not your buyer, they're our buyer. Like, oh, shoot, so I'm out of commission. This is where you set the expectation. There's also new builders. There's new homes. If you're interested in new homes, the best thing to do is let me know of any that you see. I can tell you about this housing tract, this housing tract, this housing tract. But if you happen to drive by one, make sure to let me know because I need to set you up before you go there. Because if you show up, these people are like vultures. They're gonna come after you, they're gonna grab you, and they're gonna just take you, right? But first, if I prep these vultures to know that we're working together, they're gonna treat you like you have representation. If you go there without representation, that's what you're gonna get, no representation. Guess what? The agents there, the workers and employees there are representing who do you think? The builder. They care about the builder's best interest, not yours. So in order to make sure you're protected before you step foot, let me know so I can either call them or I can go there with you. Make sense? Perfect. So I set that expectation. So I don't lose them to a builder all of a sudden, right? Okay. Step number 4 is viewing the homes. Again, I'm setting expectations here, okay? You're gonna pick, you see how, this is what I'm telling them. I'm telling them how this works. You're gonna pick between 5 and 10 houses that are your favorite homes, and you're gonna send them to me, and then we're gonna schedule the viewings to go look at them, okay? You can make this whatever number works for you. You could say between 3 and 5 homes, but I wanna set an expectation so they're not taking me all around town all weekend long, looking at a bunch of stuff they don't even care about, right? I want to lock it into an amount of homes that they will remember at the end of the showings. Make sense? Okay. And during the showing, you're going to tell me what you like about the home, what you don't like about the home, and then if you could do me a favor and rate each home on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being, I hate this house, I never want to come back here again. If you burn it down today, I won't be missing it tomorrow. 10 is, I need to make an offer on this house right away. I love this house. It pretty much checks off all the boxes. And then I'm going to ask you, if you pick like a 6, I'm going to ask you, what would make it a 10? You might say, hey, if that freeway, if it didn't back up to the freeway, it'd be a 10. I'm like, gotcha. So that's something that we can't change. We can't change the freeway being back, right? If you said, hey, it's a 6 if all the walls weren't pink and the carpet wasn't orange. Well, guess what? That's something we can change. So we would take a closer look at that. If it checks off all the boxes, we might just need to see what is it going to cost and how much time is it going to take to change that. Maybe the seller's willing to do it. Maybe they're not. Maybe we can get a discount and then you can do it after it closes. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right. So this is how I find out what their motivation is. If they tell me it's a 7, 8, or 9, or 10, guess what? We're making an offer. I'm going to make sure that I'm leading them to make an offer. If it's a 6, 5, 4 or less, we might talk about it and see what the challenge was and how can we upgrade it. Can we upgrade this to a 7? If not, it's okay, we can move on. Does that make sense? Yeah. This is how you know, because you know how it's like, I don't know if they want to make an offer. I'm not sure. You're not asking the right questions. Or they don't know they want to make an offer because you're not being their wife. Right? We got to be their wives, even the men. Kidding. Don't be their wives, whether you're men or women. But we have to give them that direction to make the offer. Okay? And then here's the thing. I'm setting the expectation. After the showing, we're going to decide which homes were your favorites and which homes to make offers on. I'm saying that during the presentation. This changed my business overnight because I was scared to ask them to make an offer. Okay? I would show all these houses like, after the showings, I just don't know how far to rewind. After the showings, we're going to decide which homes were your favorites and decide which homes to make offers on. So I'm setting the expectation up front that we're going to make offers after we see homes. We're going to make offers after we see homes. I'm setting that expectation up front because this changed my business. How did it change my business? I was afraid to ask them to make an offer. I was afraid to talk to them about making an offer. Like, all right, let me know what you think. Give me a call. See you later. Bye. I wouldn't be like, let's make an offer. What, you want to buy a house? I'm here to help you sell a house. Buy a house? That's my job. Let's go back to the office. Let's make an offer. Oh, you said it was a 6, but it'd be a 10 if we could put wood flooring in. Let's make an offer. You sleep on it, you don't sleep in it. Let's make an offer. Offer's not locked in until you have a deposit in escrow. Let's make an offer. You make an offer, you get it accepted. There's no deposit. Like, who cares? You don't lose anything. They can't sue you. They cancel. That's it. There's no consideration or whatever they call it. Right? So it's not real escrow until there's consideration. I think that's what they call it. Cool, get your offer accepted and change your mind. Fine. But let's move forward. Let's start making offers, right? Make sense? Yes or yes? You got to let them know you're going to be making offers after we look at homes. Like I said, I like things to be visual, audio. I want it to be exciting as much as possible. Step number 5, look, it has a video. And I actually
Guys, let's
have this
talk
too.
about the key factors in making a strong offer. We're gonna talk about price, financing, closing costs, down payment, and the
So what's really cool about this is for any of you who want to start a team sooner or later, like I just made it easier for my team. Play the video. You don't know how to explain market conditions or making a strong offer? I'll do it for you. Play the video. That simple, right? So I'm telling them what makes a strong offer.
term and length of the transaction. All right, guys, of course, price is very important. The amount of money you offer on a home is extremely important. The highest price doesn't always get the home. So keep in mind that there's other factors that you need to have strong in order to help justify your offer in a seller's eyes. Brings us next to financing.
Okay, so I'm not gonna play that whole video unless y'all really want me to, but I think we need to move on so we can get through this whole thing. So these are things like when you show them a video you're in, it's like, oh shoot, you're in videos? Like, oh, you're educating in a video? Wow, you got it going on. I love showing my clients on listing appointments, buyer appointments, videos of me in them. It's the best. They love them, especially if they're funny. They're like, oh, you're so funny. You know, oh, that was a good video. You know, yeah, these are the things I'm gonna do for you, right? So it clearly expresses that you have that in you because obviously now video is probably more important than ever, right? So you wanna make sure that if you can make a video, you do have a video, put it in there. Let them see. You don't have to play the whole video. Just let them know that you got one. All right? Market conditions. I want them to know the market conditions. This goes along with step number 5. You know, what makes a strong offer? What are the market conditions? There's a buyer's market, a seller's market, and a balanced market. And I go into what's a buyer's market? High inventory, buyer has the negotiation power. What kind of market are we in right now?
I feel like it depends. If the house is listed for like, below, I feel like it's hard to tell.
So we're talking about the market overall. Obviously, you make your own market and you can change things up with the way you price houses, and then you could turn it into a seller's market for that one house, right? What is the market overall? Okay, so what's a buyer's market? When the buyer has the negotiating power. Right now, who's the majority having the negotiating power? Right, the buyers can get money off the price, the buyers can get closing costs, the buyers can take 60 days to close, the buyers can get all kinds of stuff right now. They have negotiating power. They have the majority of the negotiating power, meaning it's a buyer's market, right? Seller's market is low inventory where the seller has all the power, right? We just came out of a seller's market where you got 15 freaking offers. Even 3 offers, 5 offers. Right now, if you got 3 offers, you're like, damn, I'm doing good, right? Like, I got this. 20,000 overpriced. Look at me, right? Like, that's a big deal. But back in the day, everybody was doing that. They were doing that and they even didn't know how to sell real estate, right? So that's a seller's market. Low inventory. The seller has the power. You want my house? I want your dogs, your car. I want $700,000 for a $300,000 house. They call the terms, they call the shots, right? I ain't paying any closing costs. Yeah? And you're gonna waive your appraisal? That's a seller's market. Balanced market is where you're seeing a give and take. I believe we're more in a buyer's market, but we were close to a balanced market. We're very close. It's kind of teetering, but I really feel it's leaning buyer side more heavily right now. Make sense? All right, so this is what I did. I made a video.
Let's talk about market conditions.
Also, I'm in this thing talking for like 45 minutes, going on and on. I'm like, dang, I need to take a break. I'm playing this video.
In the real estate market, we're going to talk about a buyer's market, a seller's market, and also a balanced market.
So then I just go and explain exactly what I explained to you guys. It's pretty simple. I just want to make things easier for myself and also for my clients or for my agents, whatever I can do to help out, right?
Does this help to avoid them saying, oh, I want to offer, $550 on a $700,000 house?
Yes, it does. It's exactly what it does. What is a buyer's market? Well, right now, I'll say the buyers have the power, like majority. But then I'll explain. A house that's been on the market for 0 days or 2 days, like you might not have that same leverage because it hasn't been on the market long enough. House that's been on the market 60 days, you're starting to get some leverage, right? That's when you know you can start demanding what you want, right? People typically are testing the market, like let's put it here, and they don't want to just drop 30 grand right when they put a house on the market, right? Then they get realistic, like, dude, nothing's happening here. I love people when they overprice it and I have an investor or I am the investor. Like, yeah, overprice it, chill on the market for 90, 180 days, whatever. And I'll like swoop in, I'm like, here's an offer. They could have just dropped the price 20 grand, but instead they're gonna sell it to me $60,000 under. Crazy. All you had to do was drop the price 10, 20,000. But now because you didn't have a good agent to show you where the right price was. Now you're stuck on the market for a lot of time, you're sick of it, and you're just gonna let it go instead of reducing the price so everyone can make an offer. Crazy, but that's what happens, I love it. And that's what I'll show them, like, hey, look, you can make an offer on anything if it's been on the market 1 day or 100 days. The chances of you getting, the leverage that you'll have when it's been on the market a longer time is where you're gonna get the most results for making a lower offer, asking for closing costs, right? But the truth of the matter is we can always ask for closing costs. We can always start with a lower price. We might have to negotiate a little. Make sense? The due diligence process is what I'm going to go over. Escrow opens, home inspection, appraisal, seller disclosure, repairs, if any, and contingency removal. On this part, I will focus on appraisal. I'll help them understand what an appraisal is. Does everyone understand an appraisal is? Why we have them? Good. They don't understand half the time why we really have them, right? This is where you explain that. What does that process look like? Seller disclosures, you could touch on that a little bit. Repairs, this is where I like to focus, okay? The contract that they will sign says that the seller does not have to make any repairs at any time. And if we submit a request for repairs, they don't even have to respond to us. Maybe half of y'all didn't even know that. But they don't even have to respond to your freaking request for repairs. They can totally ghost you and ignore you. And it's up to you to cancel. That's what you can do. That's our leverage. As buyer's agents, we can cancel the transaction because they don't have to respond. Now, chances are, listing agent wants to get it sold. They're going to respond to your request for repairs. They might even respond with a, hey, no, it's not going to happen. But seller, this is what I'm telling my buyers. The sellers don't have to make any repairs. This is how we negotiate to the next step. If there's things that need to be done, especially a lender required repair, this is what I'm explaining to them. If there's a lender required repair, we have to do that repair or we can't get the loan. So this has to be done during escrow, right? Doesn't mean the seller has to do it. It just means it has to get done. It means we have more leverage that the seller may do it for us because they know if they don't, we won't be able to close this deal. Now, if you're asking for other stuff that's not health or safety issues, you're trying to ask for upgrades or things to change that don't really make much of a difference for this loan, chances is you're not going to get it. We can ask for anything you want, but the truth is they don't have to respond. I'm being very clear. If you ask for a lot of stuff, they can totally ignore us. I would only ask for the most important things that are absolutely necessary to make this deal happen, because otherwise they can just ignore us and we won't know for several days, even if they're going to even do anything. So when we get here, if there are any urgent matters, then we'll talk about it. Make sense? Make sense? Yeah. Good. I know it's like, is he role playing? Or that's why I said it twice. One was role play, the next one was for y'all. The what? Yeah, there you go. Okay, step number 7, escrow process. So at the bottom of this, you guys, you can make your I made this from basically scratch, okay? I just envisioned everything. I didn't realize they had all this stuff made for me already. They do. All this stuff is already made for you. Again, here's a couple tips. If you want one that looks different and you want to shop around, you can find one on Etsy if you want to buy a broker presentation. Or you can find it on command, or you can make it from scratch on your own. However you want to do it, you guys, there's no reason you do not have a buyer presentation. All right. Step number 7. This is the due diligence process. What time do we have? Oh my gosh, we're over. You guys want to keep going? Okay. We're going to finish this by majority rule, okay? All right, so the escrow process, this is what I'm going to tell them. This is when your due diligence period is. That's your inspection period as well as your escrow process, right? This is when your deposit needs to come in. Typically, you're not going to get a house with less than 1% deposit, okay? It can happen. I recommend at minimum 1%. A lot of people like to see 3%, okay? So I'm already setting the expectation. This is when you're going to sign escrow documents of them letting you know that they're in the process. It's going to reiterate the purchase agreement. This is also when you're going to go through the loan process, sign all the loan application and paperwork, and then also the buyer brings in the down payment. That would be you. Then the lender funds the loan. You do your final walkthrough, and we get to step number 8. But before we get there, I want to introduce someone to you. This is Marissa. She's our transaction coordinator, office admin, and director of operations. So if you ever have a question or need anything, she's better than me. Okay, this is me role playing, by the way. She's better than me. She's going to keep up with dates and deadlines. She's going to help negotiate repairs. She's going to be on top of the lender, the agent, whether it's a buyer's agent, a seller's agent, whoever it is, she's going to be in the transaction, your point person. The truth of the matter is, I go on appointments just like this one, and I'm going to focus 100% on our conversation today. And I might be out of the office showing houses. I might be on listing appointments. The best thing to do, Marissa is always in the office, and she's going to be there for you every step of the way. Sometimes if you ask me a question, I might need to call her to get the answer. But by all means, you can call me. I want you to know I'll always be there for you and get back to you as fast as I possibly can. But the truth of the matter is, it might be better sometimes to just call Marissa. Now, here's the thing. Why do I have this in here? Some of you are like, well, I don't need this because I am Marissa, and I am the agent, and I am, right? I need to set them up with the expectation, and I want them to be set up believing that she's even better than me. Because otherwise, the way it used to be was like, Thomas, we need you, Thomas, we need you, Thomas. I've trained people to be better than me. I've trained people to have better systems than me, to have more time than me. Don't you want that? You get the best of the best, and you get someone better, right? So we're just better at different things. Because I want to set them up, because they're always like nervous, like, are you going to ghost me? You're going to like do the deal and run away? Like, yes, that's what I'm doing pretty much. Yes, this is a different manner, right? I actually spent a lot of time and money creating someone that's better than me for this particular situation, right? Because I care about you. Was there a hand that? So we should have a list. We'll put up a list of transaction coordinators in the office. We don't have any specific person. Jessica Allen does it. Irma DePayne does it. There's a couple of different people that do it, but we're working on a more standardized process for that transaction coordinator. Because I know a lot of people want them. For me, I have my own bit, but she's more than a transaction coordinator. Yes, or they need your login.
Is there a fee to use somebody that is not recommended, or like I know we can hire whoever, but the last brokerage I was with, they charged us.
The brokerage charged you?
The broker charged us.
Oh.
So seeing like we used our own person that we were comfortable with using,
Yeah.
They would charge us to use our own.
No, we don't charge you to use your own. We don't charge you for your transaction coordinator. You can pick whoever you want, whether it's someone we use here or we don't use here. You can use whoever you want. But they charge. Yeah, they charge their fee. There's no additional. We're not taking money off the top of that. Yeah. Okay. So then the fireworks happen, right? You've made it all the way from step 1 to step number 8. This is when you sign any final documents. You do your final walkthrough, like I mentioned earlier. We close escrow. We celebrate. You like wine, champagne? What do you like? Okay, tequila. Got it. Wine, champagne. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to celebrate, give you the keys. We're going to take pictures. Gosh, we're going to even take a picture together. I hope you hang it on your wall. Remember me throughout the process. Instead of where your family portrait is, put me and you for the house, right? Like, I'm going to make a joke. I'm going to make it fun and just have them envision their future in that home and that I am the person to get them there. Make sense? Yes or yes? Yes. Yes or yes? Let's go. 25 stars. All right. So I'm sure, you guys might have a technique to go over the rules with realtors. I actually summarize it pretty easy. I'm like, hey, look, the commission that we expect with a buyer is 3%. That is the buyer's responsibility to pay. They go, oh, I don't understand what that means. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, actually, it's pretty much always been like this, but when an agent met with the seller, they used to be able to get that up front, get them to agree on what they're going to pay us up front. and then the difference would be what the buyer has to pay. Now we basically agree with the buyers up front, and then whatever the difference is between the seller and the buyer, we have to make up somewhere, right? The good news is that if I were to go into a deal at 3%, and let's say they were offering 2.5%, I can either decide to cancel that 0.5% and just let them pay me the 2.5%, or you would have to pay that 0.5%, right? So really what it is the best thing to do is start at 3%, and that's what we're gonna do. Here's the paperwork. Are you ready to find your house? Are you excited to get into your new home? Do you feel comfortable and confident that we can work together to make it happen? Yes, you do? Perfect, sign here. Now you're like, oh, okay, well, do you go over the whole thing? Yeah, not really. I don't go over the whole thing, the whole buyer broker compensation, all that. I just point out to the main things. Here's what you're gonna pay, couple bullet points. This is what it is. Sign here, sign here, sign here.
On yours, do you put the $199 and any TC fees or?
Yes.
Okay.
So our agents on the team are required to put, they're not required, but they're encouraged to put that on there is the $199 or $599 or whatever they are charging for a transaction. Obviously, the office takes $199, right? We charge $199. So I leave it up to our agency. They can put $599. They can put whatever. They can do a TC fee if they want, and we train them on how to do that. It's actually really simple because they're not too worried about $199 or $299. They really aren't worried about that. They're like, oh, am I paying that up front out of pocket? No, you're paying that through the close of escrow, right? Whenever you bring in your down payment and your closing costs, this is just a closing cost.
I feel like this is the part where, for me personally, I need to get a little bit more confident in charging more than what the seller is willing to pay. Just because I know, we want to feel like we're helping people, but it's just, sometimes I feel like I sell myself short.
What do you usually do?
Whatever the seller gives me.
That's what you tell them? How do you put that on BRBC?
I put a 2.5%, right?
Oh, okay.
If the listing agent says, hey, if the seller's only willing to pay 2%, then I don't impose the other 0.5% to the buyer. Now, I would like to get to a place where I am, imposing the other 0.5% or even a percent.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel confident that I know how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I agree that, and it's all what you're comfortable with, right? You just have to get comfortable doing it. Like some people on my team are like, I don't even know how, I didn't teach them this. They're teaching me, right? They're like, yeah. I asked for, $699 for a transaction fee. I'm like, whoa, how'd you get that through? Because I was in the same place. I didn't even ask for the $199 when I first started. Like it was so hard for me to ask for an extra $199. I'm like, then you realize like, no, it's not. It's not hard. It's just how you feel about it, right? Yeah. Like, so they're working with the best agent in the Antelope Valley. Shouldn't they be paying for that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, in only any situation where they absolutely couldn't afford it and it's going to make the deal fall through, should there be any flexibility on that, right? Because and then that's what I do. Like, okay, so the lender has their closing costs. We're going to pay the lender, right? Yeah, okay. So the buyer, you have your closing costs to work with an agent. You're going to pay the agent, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Now, the good news is I'm going to go negotiate on your behalf to try to get the seller to pay as much of that as I can. So actually, I'm going to help you get out of paying as much of that as possible. There might be a little bit left over, but I promise you I'm going to fight for every single dollar so you can save some money. And that might be $1,000, it might be $2,000. But the good news is it's closing costs. So it's just your buyer's closing costs, and we already estimate where your closing costs are going to be on this form, on this net sheet. You're good with the closing costs, right? Yeah, cool, perfect. You're good to go, right? Same thing. Like they're not really negotiating the lender's fees. Why are they trying to cut you short on yours, right? And it should just be normal. And once you're confident and you're nonchalant, when you make it a big deal, they make it a big deal. If you're like, well, you can I guess you could pay me or The good news is tell them, explain it, set the expectation up front. And then when you get around to the back where they're only going to pay you 2%, you can choose. Are you going to take the 2% or are you going to have the buyer pay the 1%? Now, I haven't had to do this myself because I don't work with a lot of buyers. Right? I just don't. I haven't really had to do this much at all. But some of the agents have told me like how they do it, and they're like, no, we get 3.5%. I'm like, dang, good for you. You deserve it. Like this new rule gave us the opportunity to make more money. And I will tell you what, it's a buyer's market right now. What are you representing when you're winning with buyers? The buyers. You're representing the buyers. So you have the leverage. So go tell them, no, we want 3%. I'm your only offer. We want 3%. I'll tell you what, I hate it on the listing side when they come at me and they're like, no, we want 3%. I'm like, you'll take 2. They're like, no, we want 3%. I'm like, dang, I don't want to lose this offer.
So we can suggest that they put the other percent in the sales price?
Yeah, yes, you can. You say, okay, well, we can bring up the price a little bit to pay for that so they don't have to pay it out of pocket. If we bring up the price, are you willing to do the 3% in commission? It's all a part of negotiation. That's the difference in this with this requirements, right? Now you have to negotiate and it has to be disclosed to everyone, the commission. That's it. Yeah, you can get creative. Tell them, yeah, it's a closing cost, right?
Maybe we can have a BRBC, I know we have contract class, but maybe
A BRBC, like negotiating class.
a rehearsal, a practice.
Yeah, for sure.
How we can negotiate and talk, and it can be, genuine, but also not so scripted. It will be like, I want to help. Yeah, like how you talk to me is very just natural.
Right.
I didn't feel like it was scripted.
Yeah.
And so I want to try to train myself how to do that as well.
Do you guys know how that starts? It starts with a script. It starts with a script. Everything is like, you're like, I just want it to be natural. I remember when I took my first script class, actually it was with JD and this other guy, I can't remember his name. Shoot. Anyways, he used to be here and I did my first, and I was like, the script's so stupid. Like, okay, let's do it. And I went completely off script and I was like going in nowhere land and he was like, dude, stick to the script. And I'm like, whatever, bro. Because I'm like, hey, I could do this. I'm good with people. I got this. Like, it's no script. And I was like, you know what? Even though how you said that to me was irritating, definitely you're right. I need to stick to the script. So everything that's natural starts unnatural. Walking feels so natural. But guess what? At one point, you could not walk. It started with the script. You watching people walk, you're like, okay. And now you're walking around like, no, skippity-doo-dah, yippity-yay. No problem. Some of you can't do that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's natural now, but it started with the script and lots of practice. So whatever you want to be good at, if it's talking to people, talk to more people or practice talking to people more often. Are you going to script practice? Negatory. Here you go. Do you script practice with a friend or partner or anyone?
No.
There you go. See? How do you get more natural? Do it more often. That's it. You seen some of these people wash windows like on like TikTok or on Reels? I don't know. I was on a weird side of TikTok, I guess. But they wash windows like, they make it look so good. I'm like, dang, how you do that? They make it look so easy. And they make design. I'm like, dang. But it's because they did it so much. Now they can do it with their eyes closed. Some of these things people draw, these artists, I'm like blown away. They're going to paint it upside down, and I don't even know what it looks like. They're going to flip it over. I'm like, whoa, that's a face. That's because they just did it so much that they're really good at it, and it's just natural to them, right? They can do it with their eyes closed. What other questions do you guys have? We are 31 minutes over. We did get started late because we had breakfast, but what questions do you guys have for me? This is your open forum. I promise you can have any question you stinking want, and I'll do the best I can to answer.
You're very thorough. I mean, really, there's nothing really to ask you.
Well, yeah, well, you can, you can ask me how my kids are doing. You can ask me, what?
If someone 6 to 12 months out of buying, would you ask them to sign a contract today?
If someone was 6 to 12 months out from buying, would I ask them to sign a contract today? This is the answer I'm going to give you. Yes. You want to know why? Who can tell me why I say yes to that question? Did you guys hear the question? Okay, his question was, if a buyer was 6 to 12 months out, I'm doing the presentation, am I going to ask them to sign the BRBC? Yep. Here's the thing. I'm going to sign it for multiple reasons. Number one, because I always have to put it in front of them to get them to sign it because I need to be in a habit. If they're sitting in front of me, my habit is, boom, you sign. Someone messing with the mouse? Oh, he's linking stuff? Okay. Yes, I want them to sign. I need to be in the habit of getting them to sign. So I'm always going to ask them to sign. They're like, well, we're not ready for 6 to 12 months. Like, totally fine. Just in case it happens sooner, here we go. Boom. Right? And I want to overcome objections. And if they, at the end of the day, don't do it, guess what? I just practiced several times. So I'm going to always ask yes for them to sign it. And I never want to assume like, oh, just because they say they're 12 months out, they're really 12 months out. Right? They could be 2 months out and you missed the boat. Okay, what other questions do you have?
The length of the contract, right? They sign it. What's the length that you can put it in?
12 months, I think, is max, right? No, it's less than that now. 90 days now. They're 90 days out. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the listing contract is no more than 12 months out. Yeah. 90 days. Ooh, I think they reduced it recently to 12 months. I think they did. Yeah. What was that? Someone said something else? Okay. Okay, any other questions? You guys can literally ask me anything.
Okay, just give me an example right now. I'm the buyer. How are you telling me to sign it? How are you?
Oh, just like that. You feel comfortable and confident that we could work together and get you in a new home, right?
Right.
Definitely, and you definitely want to be in a house that you can fall in love with, don't you?
Right.
Okay, let's get the process started. Here you go. This allows me to work with you, you to work with me, and us to go see houses together. Go ahead and sign here.
Okay. But I'm just a little nervous about signing things. I feel like, I've signed things in the past, and I'm weird about it. Tell me, why do I need to sign this right now?
Absolutely, and I appreciate you asking me that. So would it make you feel more comfortable if we went line by line through each item on this contract so you understood it clearly for you to make a decision and sign today?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through it, and then I'll go through it. Boom, 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 sign here. Boom, 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 sign here. But I'm coming to it like you're gonna sign it. Like I'm not like, sign.
That's how I need to be.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know about you guys, but I feel like since the old school, we didn't have to do the BRBC, and everybody just went to go see houses, and that was
Yeah.
it,
No, I love the BRBC. By the way, our mindset should be like loving the BRBC because now you're listing a buyer where your buyer could be unfaithful.
Yeah.
Now your buyer, if they're unfaithful, you have repercussions, right? So you have the ability to go back to it. You have the ability to name your commission, and you have the ability to show your value. That's why this is so important. The good news is I was doing this with buyer broker because I got screwed on a couple of deals. And I was like, I don't ever want this to happen again. What am I doing wrong? How do I fix this? So like 10 years ago, or maybe longer, I created a buyer broker presentation and made all the agents have them sign it. And I said, guess what? If they won't sign it, you saved yourself 10 to 12 hours. Because they're going to go out, they're playing the field. That's why they won't sign it. They don't really want to work with you. That's why they won't sign it. But they'll have you they'll get in your car and let you chauffeur them around on your gas to see all these houses, unlock the freaking doors and spend 12 hours with them. But they ain't going to work with you.
Can I just say last year was one of those years for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I just thought maybe it was the type of year it was with, so many different agents so aggressively trying to get buyers. I had BRBC signed, wrote offers, and two of the clients, referrals actually even, that I had lost them to them like demanding that we cancel the BRBC and then them going off on another agent. It was devastating to me. Do I really want to be in this industry?
Well, one is as long as you're showing clear and solid value, that will happen very infrequently to almost never, right? You have to show clear value and understand what their wants and needs are. The next thing is you need to understand your clear value, your value in it. And when they say, hey, we want to cancel the BRBC, we say no. If you don't want to move forward with this, we have another month. We have 30 days. So we can either get you an escrow in the next 30 days, or you can wait 30 days and work with another agent. I committed to you, my time and my energy, and I expect you to commit to me. And I appreciate that you did. Also, our office doesn't just cancel these without a fair and reasonable explanation. So unless we have a fair and reasonable explanation, let's work together and I'll help you out with this. If you want to talk to my broker, I could set you up with that.
I'm still fairly new, but I think for me too, like you were saying, kind of like the mindset. Like not everybody's gonna work with you, even though you feel like, oh, such a connection and all that.
Yep.
And then they see no, they don't respond. You're like, what did I do wrong? But I think it's just the mindset of I don't want to waste my time either, so let's just keep moving.
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
also kind of helps to just keep pushing
Yeah.
forward because at the end of the day, like you said, this is kind of the industry.
Right. Yep. Yeah, just keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. They want to work with you. And for every one you lose, my mindset is I need to replace it with 3. Because that anger, that frustration that you feel, remember how emotions runs the world, your world and the entire world? Use those emotions as your motivator, as what pushes you. I remember I'll be so butthurt when like someone all of a sudden canceled a listing with me to list with someone else. Like, what? How'd you do that? And I'll be all sad. I'm like, no. I'm going to go and replace it and prove my value 3 times. Meaning I'm going to get 3 other listings. And I'm going to go, and every time I knock on the door, every time I make a phone call, I think of that freaking one that canceled on me so I could go out there and have the energy and the passion and the anger, whatever it was, to get my next one. And it works. That fire, we can use that fire to lay on the couch and be sad, or we can use that fire to go get more business. I choose to use that fire to get more business. Sometimes I'm like, thank God they canceled because I was being kind of lazy a minute ago. But now you fired me up. Now I'm pissed off. I'm going to door knock in between houses. I'm going to be cussing. But I'm going to make it to that next door and I'm going to get a freaking listing. You know what I'm saying? You got to use that as your fire and your emotion to get more. All right, guys, we're over time. I'm going to leave it one more question if you have any. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful day. I appreciate you guys. I will be here tomorrow. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I will be here tomorrow to win with sellers, and that one is next level. So I'll see you guys there. Thank you. Yes. Good. That's what I'm talking about. Love to hear it. Oh, is it open already? Oh. You're welcome.
These inspire me.
Aw, thank you. Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, Isaac. Yeah. Yes. It's open to everybody. Yeah, you want to come? That's a good one. They're going to go over what they look for to buy in a home. They're going to go over like financing types, like hard money, private money. They'll probably go over like wholesaling. Yes, some of them do property development. Yeah. So I think Sam does some property development.